The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
UP!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. This sports program starts now.
Sports!
Are wonderful, and there's a lot of them going on right now, including massive time in college basketball as March Madness tips off this evening with some play-in games to see who will be dancing against the best this upcoming weekend. Now, we are just 3 days removed from going to Iowa to celebrate this magical run that Caitlin Clark has had as an Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah.
We will be live Friday from 11 to 2 local at the Fieldhouse. Not the bar, the dive bar, the Fieldhouse.
Correct.
Although we've heard nothing but great things about this place that's a little bit ratty, but seems to serve great drinks and great vibes on a regular basis. We'll be at the old rec center, the Fieldhouse. I believe there's a 2,500 person occupancy for this particular day. Fire marshals will be in attendance, keeping an eye on the count of heads coming in and out of there. We got some surprise guests stopping by. Ooh. Roman Reigns is stopping by. I think it should be a rather electrifying Friday, and we cannot wait to get there to celebrate the NCAA Women's Championship alongside the NCAA Men's March Madness. Now, the Talks table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. You look great,
Thank
Tone.
you, you too.
Last night, I was on a plane home from Raleigh, North Carolina, after another wonderful episode of WWE Raw.
Fantastic.
So many tag teams have qualified to have a big-time night at WrestleMania in the six-pack challenge for the tag team title. Becky Lynch put Nia Jax's head through a commentary table right in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bananas. Boom! Wow. But I did not know what was coming, obviously. It is kind of fun just to get dropped into an arena and then professional wrestling happen in front of you for 3 hours. There is a never-ending supply of stuff that can happen in professional wrestling. And right now, there's a man named Triple H that has the pen, and he's stepping into the batter's box, and he is right now seemingly everyone. It's a blast every single Monday.
Yes.
Triple H will be on our show Friday before WrestleMania, live from WWE World, which I believe tickets are available now. I'm not telling you to buy them to come watch our show, but to get in there, you're going to have to buy tickets. It is going to be a ridiculous setup.
It's sweet.
Anyways, flying home from Raleigh last night on this road to WrestleMania, we opened the old X account.
Sure.
Of course.
Trying to get it in before we take off because there's a time before 10,000 feet where you have no service. You're kind of Amish for a little bit. And depending upon the pilot or the co-pilot that is flying, which has been happening on a very regular basis seemingly these days, certainly something.
Again last night.
Every
Both,
week.
both flights.
No.
Going up and
I'll
coming
tell
down.
you, I don't know. When I see a right seat doing stuff, I'm like, what are you doing? Aren't you the captain? What's going on here? Anyways, perfect flights last night.
Okay. Well,
Fantastic flights. There was a little bit of a drop out of the sky, but I do believe that's Mother Nature. That's not necessarily the plane. We're in the middle of a windy time. Going Iowa is going to be something because we're going right into a headwind, I assume. It's a bit breezy out there. There's not a lot of hills, but heck, once we get to Iowa, it is going to be.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be beautiful.
And the flight back with the jet stream
5 minutes.
should be fantastic. But anyways, before you take off on these flights, you try to get as many on all apps. You're just trying to get updates. Okay, let's get the For You page updated. Let's get the following updated. Let's go into the mentions, all verified, notification mentions. You're trying to do that. Let's go to Instagram. Let's try to get everything updated here so that whenever you're taking off 15, 20 minutes before you get there, you have a full feed of things.
Yep. New stuff.
Didn't need any other apps last night while we were taking off. I opened my phone, and this man named Josh, what was his name?
Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds put out a tweet from SB Nation, and he said, just wait, folks. Just wait. Friday, 6:20, Nebraska will be playing their first game in the NCAA tournament, and they have a player named Keisei Tominaga, who they are calling the Japanese Steph Curry.
Yes.
And I have no idea how we have gotten this far into the men's college basketball season without knowing this human exists. Now, there is a chance it's because he can't really speak much English.
Sure.
He had an interview with Andy Katz, I believe was his name, after a game in the Big Ten tournament, and this is how the interview went.
You were absolutely on fire.
That's right.
What was it like to be just draining those threes in this atmosphere in this Big Ten tournament?
It was great. We have a lot of Nebraska, Husker fans, supporting us. It was great to see the, crowd going on. It was, I just having a lot of fun over there.
What was your attitude coming into this tournament in terms of the way in which you wanted to make sure you impacted this game?
I just gotta keep moving. Like I always, every time I step on the court, I always think I gotta do something for the team, for especially the offensively, So I just gotta always think I gotta keep moving on the court when I step on the court. So yeah.
This was one of those games where it didn't feel like you needed a lot of vision. I mean, you were defended, you were step back threes. I mean, this was Curry, Caitlin Clark-like. What was it like for you on the floor this evening where you were able to knock down those threes without a lot of space?
Especially my first shot I made at the corner, that was a wide open shot. Like I feel like every time I make the first shot or easy shot, so I think I can get going after that. So that's why that's the reason probably I get I was on fire the first half.
How would you describe the kind of joy that you play with?
This is our guy.
I don't know. I don't even know how to describe, but I just love playing basketball. I think that's how how I come up my emotional stuff during the game to play also with a fan too. So.
All right. So how do you beat Illinois?
We gotta stop. We definitely gotta stop the transition, and then we gotta get the rebound too. Especially they have a Terrence Shannon Jr., so we gotta stop him too.
So what we're saying is, you haven't even seen him play basketball, right? You just heard that interview he just gave. You could feel the energy radiating through the interview.
Oh yeah.
I just love basketball.
Yeah.
I just love basketball. Doesn't do a lot of talking. Doesn't do a lot of media interviews. We should know about this guy already.
100%.
The fact that we don't is on us. But look at this guy play hoops. Look at these highlights. It's not just like simple plays.
No.
We're not running spin, cross, back down, step back,
Got him.
splash
No way.
in eyeball. We're talking real
Oh yeah.
electricity every time. Step back,
That's
NBA.
deep, Jack. Ooh, bucket.
He said, when I make the first one, it feels like I'm going to make the next one. That hoop starts looking like this for Keisei Tominaga, who doesn't even blink. Step back, corner, face, bop, bucket,
Man.
splash. Hezzy. Oh, you think I'm only shooting? No.
Runner.
Scoopty, lefty, layup. Big rebound, guys on the boards wearing a sick headband. You leave them open for three, are you kidding? Stupid.
Night.
It's done.
Automatic.
So it's about to be the Keisei Tominaga show. And Josh Reynolds is 100% right. At 6:20 on Friday, this Nebraska team tips off. If Keisei does any of this shit, what?
Don't mind if I do.
If he does any of it, if he hits any of those step backs,
Got him.
the big looping thing, you're going to hear every human go, Domo Ragato Tominaga. We are in on the Japanese Steph Curry. I feel like this is your fault, Ty Schmidt.
Whoa.
You've allowed us to only talk about the Iowa Hawkeyes, seemingly, when we're talking Big Ten. AJ Hawk, that big dumb dipshit who's in Jamaica with no luggage for his entire family of 10. They have no clothes.
Right.
They have nothing.
Yep.
They're in an island
Week-long vacation.
for 7 days
Yep.
with a family of 6. No luggage.
Nothing.
Not his fault, obviously.
No.
He only talks about Ohio State.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, A.Q. Shipley will drop in. Let's not forget about Penn State. Well, we haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, and nobody will.
We never will.
Nobody will ever forget about
for
Penn
Joe.
State. Every once in a while, we'll do a little Michigan State chatter. Okay?
That's not
Go
funny.
green.
Not going to catch us doing that.
No chance.
No, not on this program.
no.
Not on this program. Hey, Foxy, go green.
Go white.
See, that's what you can't be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, then we talk about that every once in a while,
Hey,
Michigan
get rid of
State.
that.
When was the last time we talked about Nebraska? Matt Rule?
Maybe.
That's what we're talking about?
That's it.
How come Will Compton hasn't had Keisei
There you
Tominaga
go.
all
There you
over his
go.
social
There it
media?
is.
There you
That's
go.
who it is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's who it is.
I'm watching that video on that plane with no service,
Bill
and I'm
Cosby.
immediately going, how come I don't know who this guy is? It's
his fault.
Just dropped 30
Yeah.
in a game before that. I think he averaged 15 all season. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are 21-10, I do believe, on the year.
They're good.
Not a bad squad in the tournament, obviously.
yeah.
They are doing their dancing. It is currently plus 310 for him to get over 15 points.
20.
Or 20 points. Keisei Tominaga is going to go absolutely apeshit
it's free
in the
money.
tournament. We know that. I can just tell by the way he plays that whenever the stage is the biggest, he is going to play his best ball. That hoop is going to look like a dumpster to him on Friday. This is one of the safest bets that I've ever seen, and I can't wait to cash in on it. And congrats to Nebraska having a player. Now, could you imagine if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from Indiana State
Man.
Too much power.
went over and played? Now, I'm not saying he should leave Sycamores. Maybe we bring the Japanese Steph Curry right over here to Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yeah, that'll-
But nonetheless, could you imagine those two on the same team together? Oh, you're talking about a March Madness moment that'll be talked about forever.
Yeah.
But we need to let the world know Keisei Tominaga is our player
Yeah,
in this particular tournament.
He's the guy. I mean, talking about Japanese Steph Curry, I mean, he wears the 30. They're wearing red and white colorblind. I mean, this is Davidson
It
reincarnated
is.
with Steph Curry. I get the 20 points plus 310. Love it. Hammered it. I need to know what the odds are on him being the player of the tournament. Whatever that award
minus
is.
10,000.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Makes
More
sense.
people that watch his highlights, I think they're changing
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
We got the internet service finally whenever we were taking off. All I did was I Googled that. I need to know more.
Yeah.
I need to know about this Keisei Tominaga. And how have I not? He's only, what year is he? Do we know what year he's in?
I have no idea
Not sure.
what year he is, but I have watched him play. I think he played a little bit last year. Maybe this is his first year, so I definitely have watched him play this year, watching a lot of Big Ten basketball, but he has kind of just erupted the last several weeks.
He's a senior, too.
well,
That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
I mean,
Ty, where the hell have you been?
well, again,
We have boots on the ground in Big Ten country, and he was splashing in Indiana's face. And there's only one person everybody's blaming, and that's you.
no, we're not going to go that far. We just said this is Will Compton's fault. He is the Nebraska
And
guy.
Reese.
I hate Nebraska.
You.
So it's not my job to come in and say, hey, make sure you guys are watching Nebraska basketball. You ain't ever going to hear me say that, ever. Although I will say, this Nebraska team this year, because Nebraska has sucked the last several years. Fred Hoiberg, their head coach, who played at Iowa State, played in the NBA, coached in the NBA, like they're starting to turn things around. So, I'll tell you what, no one's more shocked by this than I am, but boy, am I excited to watch it. They got a tough first round game, though. They do. So let's not crown them before we've been dancing.
I'm crowning Keisei Tominaga.
Yeah.
I've already crowned him. He's a senior, too. Let's make sure we're taking in every single step back that Keisei's dropping in this. This is the last time we're going to get to enjoy this in college ball. Now,
Yeah.
I assume he's going to be top lottery pick in the NBA.
Probably.
it might be
Top
one.
three.
Yeah,
Okay.
one overall.
I haven't been paying attention enough to the NBA
It's him,
draft.
there's someone from Europe, and then there's a G League guy.
And Brawny.
And a guy from Colorado.
What'd you say about Bronny? You're trying to start a pot a little bit.
What's your
I saw that
people
on
are
the internet.
talking. He's a defensive specialist.
Let's get away from that. He is smacking the floor. His game will translate better to the NBA. Kendrick Perkins told us that, who's a 16-year NBA vet. He'll be joining us in the next hour because Ant-Man, they call this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He had one of the most impressive dunks in the history of just humans being able to jump. This dude takes off.
Jesus.
I mean, just goes on somebody's head, dislocates his finger, and throws it down from about halfway through the foul line. I have no idea why this guy is so explosive.
Oh, my God.
I have no idea how this guy is so explosive, but I do know that we're incredibly lucky that he's playing for the next 10 years and has this capability. There's a still shot. There it is. If I'm him, that ended up being dunked. That ball got dunked.
Yeah.
That ball ends up in the hoop being thrown down by that guy that's on top of that 7-footer's head right there at the same time. So, like, that's something you put up on the wall. Congrats to the NBA having this.
Yeah, impressive.
This is phenomenal. And if he would have taken the All-Star game a little bit more serious, I think more people would understand who he is because that's a little bit more of a national audience. So whenever he's going and goofing around and shooting lefty and the skills challenge and doing that, some people go, this guy's not serious. Well, I'm going to let you know. He's one-on-one, feels like, and we get to watch it. Shout out to Ant-Man. We'll talk to Kendrick Perkins in the next hour.
Let's go.
Cannot wait to chit-chat with him. We'll have Jordan Poyer joining us in the third hour. Jordan Poyer just got out of Costa Rica where he was in a teepee at one point as they were smoking him out with ayahuasca.
Yep. That's right.
So he will break it down a little bit more. He saw what we said about it yesterday with the video that he released on his social media about their time in Costa Rica. It wasn't just he. It was also Von Miller. Aaron Rodgers was on the trip. We've heard about this. We've heard the chatter about it. First time we've had eyes on the ceremony that takes place in there. Now, for me, it appears that it's incredibly hot. And, I mean, I do believe it trips you out a little bit.
Yep. Dirty as well.
Well, there's a lot of mud. I think it's part of it all.
Yeah.
And, it just looks like 1,000 degrees. But it has been something that a lot of people in military who suffer from PTSD issues, a lot of people, that have gone through addiction type things. Sure. It's kind of a reset of your brain, allegedly, that's been around between thousands and millions of years, depending upon who you ask and who has the right answer. Jordan Poyer has become a big believer. He's making a documentary about it all and their experience. There's Aaron Rodgers, 4-time NFL MVP, in the middle going through it as well. Jordan Poyer is going to join us in the third hour to talk about his new home, the Miami Dolphins, and what it was like in the ninth dimension.
Need to know.
Because I believe that's where you head to.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe 10. I don't know what.
Or 11.
That's impressive. He got all the way at 9.
Well, I heard it's not easy to get up there. You got to do a lot of stuff. For instance, this stuff,
And it can be in shape.
Yeah, because everybody there is jacked.
Yeah.
You think it's because they all eat so healthy because of how they believe?
Could be. After talking to the mother plant god, they
I do
probably
wonder.
turn their
Does
diet.
plant medicine make you jacked?
For me personally, science has helped me a lot.
Okay.
I don't know about plant
There's-
medicine.
Which
There's
also
always-
kind of
Marijuana doesn't, I don't believe.
That's not science.
Foxy.
That's
I'm just saying.
There's a lot of anti-marijuana chatter going on right now.
This one
It makes you more
come
hungry.
from this guy, yeah.
There's a lot of anti-stuff going on. I'm reading new stats every day where they're like, you smoke marijuana,
Heart attack.
there's a chance you're going to go outside and eat rocks, break your teeth.
Stroke.
It's like, whoa, I think we're
You
kind of
become
placing
English?
the blame on the wrong stuff here. I think we're kind of, there's no reason to make fun of the Brits. There is a signing in New Orleans that kind of caught us off guard yesterday. Chase Young, formerly of the Washington Commanders and of the San Francisco 49ers this past season, is now a New Orleans Saint on a 1-year, fully guaranteed $13 million deal. I don't think any of us expect this for Chase Young. Congratulations, getting a fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
I assume there's incentives as well for that particular team. Nobody's really talking about the Saints this particular offseason. Last year was big quarterback drama. This year, not really a lot of chatter about the Saints in an NFC South that really is not highly heralded.
No, it's not because, I mean, I think a lot of the news from that division has been with the other teams because it's been with Tampa because they re-signed Baker and the Falcons made a head coaching change and, Carolina's just kind of a dumpster fire and New Orleans has just kind of been the forgot about team because, I mean, they've been a really good organization. They just kind of go about their business. The only time we talked about it was Michael Thomas was not happy with that beat writer who said he was going to get released on so-and-so day. But he was
he called him a hoe?
Yeah, he did call him a hoe.
Jeff Duncan. Also, when Mickey Loomis chewed that gun.
Allegedly, Jeff Duncan's, that's what Michael Thomas is using.
Allegedly.
Sure.
We do not know Jeff Dunk.
No.
We do not know Dunks, as his friends call him.
Love
But
it, though.
we did read a tweet on X.
Yeah.
They called him a hoe.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, that was certainly a topic of discussion, but back to your point. I forget who said it over here.
Mickey.
The guy that's running that team is a barn animal
Yep.
in chewing gum and eating food. That's the
yes.
big takeaway from this particular offseason.
Yeah, I think that's why we stopped talking about the Saints is because we listened to that 2-minute video, the entirety of it, while being so upset with the fact that he was just chomping on his gum into the microphone that we were like, all right, you know what, Saints, we'll see you in September. We're not talking about you. Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes you have these ideas, right? And then they backfire, so you got to adjust, and then you got adversity, and you're either thriving or you're dying, okay? So sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. Next question. Into a microphone.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a while.
It's like, buddy, You're killing me.
Yeah, stop.
Like, actually, nobody wants to listen to any of the words coming out of your mouth right now. They won a Super Bowl.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Against
Right.
a team that I was on.
Against you.
With him.
Not against me.
Well-
I was on the field, but I am nowhere near to blame for our loss, which is cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yep.
And also, if we would have won, nobody would have remembered that I was on the team, except for if I won. Huh? Ever seen one of these?
It is.
But instead, Mickey Loomis gets a Super Bowl. So he's obviously done a lot of great things over a long time. But with the way he talked in that microphone, I would have never expected him to be a successful anything.
Nope.
Ever. Chase Young coming in, though, alongside that defense, which has been good for years. Feels like the Saints defense very underappreciated from a national conversation standpoint because the offense over the last few years since Sean Payton's retirement hasn't been able to keep up. But they add another weapon to the defense. I assume they're willing to pay the $13 million and be like, hey, you get us 6 more sacks, 7 more sacks this year. That's all we think we need to get over the hump defensively. And then on the offense, Derek Carr's just going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, they've always been able to get to the quarterback, and their back end's really good. I think they restructured or re-signed to an extension Demario Davis again, so he's basically, I think, going to finish his career there, which is awesome. But like it's been the last few years, it's been the O-line and the quarterback position, and that's, I mean, Derek Carr is so up and down. Like he'll make throws where you're like, oh right, that's
MVP.
That's unbelievable, and then he'll make throws and you're like, I almost swore because that's literally what he makes you want. Like, what the are we thinking?
Freak.
Yeah.
What the freak are we doing
Exactly.
down there?
Which is what he would say, too.
Yeah, because that's how he would speak.
Tomorrow we'll have a full off season.
Which is always seemingly, you watch Kamara, you go,
Olave.
he's so good. Why does their offense stink?
Yep.
Makes no sense.
Taysom Hill, he's so good. Why does their offense stink?
Olave.
Olave.
So good. Why does their offense stink?
I mean, Rashid Shaheed, the amount of big plays that he made last year.
he came in and said hello to the world.
Yep.
Why do they stink?
Doesn't make any sense.
None. Joining us now is a man who might know the reasoning on why Chase Young got brought in for a fully guaranteed $13 million deal to the Saints. What are they looking for down there? Joining us is a former GM, an author, a speaker, a host, a writer, an email newsletter entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the Lombardi Line, Michael Lombardi.
How we doing?
Hey, great. Not as good as Chase Young on this glorious day. $13 million guaranteed. Do we expect that? This is like third, fourth round of the free agency wave. I don't think I saw that number coming to any human this late into the free agency tampering period. But Chase Young gets $13 million. What do you think the reasoning is behind it, Lombo?
Well, look, this is a good defense. I heard you guys talking about it. I mean, they gave up 72 points over the last 5 games of the season. They played well. And you need a pass rusher at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. And I'm sure they're probably selling him on, you didn't get the contract you wanted. You didn't get over $20 million. You didn't get as much as Bryce Huff did from the Eagles on a multi-year deal. We'll pay you this number and come in and prove it. I'm sure it's got a lot of voidable years to the deal to get the cap number low, kind of like the Beckham deal last year with the Ravens. So this is one of those win-win deals. If you play well, we win and you win. And I think that's ultimately what happens. And you could wait around and, once the number was going to start getting lower, I'm sure other teams are going to try to get involved. But for the Saints, look, at the end of the year, they were playing good. As you guys were talking about, their offense has always been the issue, and their red zone offense particularly. So they've made those changes. Clint Kubiak comes in on the offensive staff. They've kind of gone away from the Sean Payton offense, so we'll see how it works for Carr.
I remember Derek Carr in that press conference talking about the red zone or third down offense.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. He got into it a little bit with the media when they were chit-chatting about the lack of performance on the important downs. Hopefully they'll be able to figure it out. Congrats, Chase. Good luck out there.
Good luck, Saints.
Good luck out there to the entire Saints. Now, there's a situation that happened with the Indianapolis Colts, Lombo, and I just kind of want to hear your take on it on a man that has been in the room. Destin Adams, who is a blogger about the Indianapolis Colts, and many other Indianapolis Colts bloggers / superfans / internet community,
Sure.
whatever the case, had a sense that L'Jarius Sneed and the Colts were talking. Now, did they talk to somebody in the know at the time? Potentially. And then Schefter came out, and we all got real excited. Okay, we're getting Sneed. This is good news. Here we go. Stephon Gilmore was supposed to come in, be the guy. He only lasts a year. We don't play great. He ends up in Dallas, has a career year, obviously. Yeah. We need somebody on the back end. We just signed Kenny Moore. Let's go ahead and lock this thing down on defensive side. We all get excited. L'Jarius Sneed's going to be an Indianapolis Colts. Schefter comes on our show yesterday. He goes, yeah, that's all wrong. I don't want to just blast anybody, but That's all bullshit, seemingly. So then Stephen Holder of The Athletic, who has covered the Colts for a long time, I've known Stephen Holder a long time here in Indianapolis, he puts out a tweet. He's like, okay, I'll bite. Here's what's happening. And here's what happened. The Colts are talking to Danielle Hunter and contemplating a Snead trade early last week. When neither materialized, they moved on with their original plan, re-signing their own players over $200 million total in contracts. It was unlikely that they would be able to acquire Hunter or Snead and be able to re-sign everyone. So once they committed to the re-signings, the likelihood of any other big acquisition plummeted. That's where we are now and have been for the past 5 to 6 days. Okay, so whenever these bloggers or insiders, because I think Rossini even said something about hearing traction about Snead to the Colts. Is everything on the table whenever people are going into that tampering period or in that free agency period? So there's a chance that somebody in the room who would know did hear Chris Ballard go like, what about LeJarius Snead? Is there a way we could do that? Are you trying and thinking of how you can make everything happen? Is that what GMs are doing? So there is a chance that information can come from somebody who should know, but ultimately doesn't? Is that happen in the NFL on a regular basis during this period here?
Well, I think in this case, both sides are right. I think there's no question the Colts had interest in Snead. I think Holder's got it down cold. They had interest in Snead. They kicked the tires. Now, kicking the tires and actively pursuing a trade are two different things. And so somewhere we've got to split that, right? You know, were the Colts interested in Snead? I think there's no question they were. Were they concerned about some things with Snead? Yeah. I think they were. And I think they were interested in Hunter. I think they were interested in a lot of pass rushers in the market, but they decided to kind of step away when the prices got too high and the value didn't match. So, yeah, I think there's no doubt they were interested in this. I think there's a fine line between we made a phone call. They never made an offer, but I'm sure they kicked the tire. Look, Ballard was there in Kansas City for a long time. He knows everybody in that building. So they're going to have multiple conversations on a daily basis, on a weekly basis about the players and all that. But I think in terms of initiating, hey, we're going to go after this. Now, could they have done it in the Colts building? Absolutely. You play models all the time in the building before the cap. You sit there and say, okay, if we did this, here's what our team would look like. Here's what it would cost us. Here's the model we're building. This is where we are. And then you come back and you look at it and say, okay, I like that. I don't like that. And it's kind of a way of playing the game without really playing the game. You want to see what your team would look like if you do it. If you just do it in piecemeal fashion where, okay, I'm signing this guy. What's my team look like now? That you're not really well prepared for the rest of free agency.
So from a news-breaking standpoint or an inside information standpoint, there is 100% chance that Chris Ballard thought about what the team would look like with Snead on the roster. And there's somebody who could potentially be sitting in the room as he's breaking that down who's a rat.
Yep. Oh.
Yep. Okay, we don't need
a leak
in there who says to somebody like, hey, I take this as you may. Chris Ballard's working Snead right now how it is. That person who's a newsbreaker, an information person, or an insider's like, this person's in the room hearing this. And it's like that person just doesn't know that they don't have a clue what's going on. Is seemingly the issue in this entire thing?
Yeah, I think there's different levels of this, right? Did they talk about it? I think there's no question they talked about it. Did they talk about Hunter? There's no question. Did they talk about 1,000 other players? No doubt. But in terms of initiating and saying, okay, we're going to engage in trade talks, we're really serious about doing something, because what they did afterwards, they moved on. You know, it's a little bit like when Jacksonville signed Gabe Davis and then they brought Duvernay in. You know, were they ready to go back to Ridley? I'm sure they could have afforded it, but I think they were expecting Ridley to go somewhere else. So it's the same thing with the Colts. Once they decided they weren't going down the Snead road based on cost, based on Snead's health, based on what they've heard, you know, you're kicking tires constantly, and what looks like interest could be research, right? You know, you're researching about the player. You're trying to find out a lot about the player from other sources. Wow. And so that looks like interest to the insiders. But at the end of the day, unless Ballard's on the phone with Brett Veach offering something, you're really not in trade. It's like what they said about, you know, Ryan Poles came out and said, well, really haven't tried to trade Fields. Seriously? Like, I mean, come on. You know, your phone's been ringing. You've been talking to teams. Like, what is the actual impetus of a trade. It's like what it comes first. I think there's a little bit of a semantical issue here.
Well, the research from the Indianapolis Colts then got me all zeked up this weekend because we had the Jerry Sneed. And as we move forward with more newsbreakers and insiders, I think we have to be leery of everything that we hear in this particular time. And I know there's probably going to be a Justin Fields question from some of the boys here. My question for you, though, is about what you've chatted about during this time of year. You call it lying season. And it feels like, boy, it's eating up right now. The Vikings, they want Drake May. So they're going to go and make a play to get Neighbors, wide receiver from LSU. He's actually better wide receiver than Marvin Harrison Jr. is what people are saying. And then they're talking about Joe Alt. Yeah, when can you get a tackle, though? You can maybe go down the entire. Who's saying all this shit? Is this agents, teams that like play? Who is? It's all agents, huh? That are working.
It's all agents. It's all coming. How about the Justin Jefferson trade rumors? I saw something on Twitter today. Had him in a Steeler uniform already.
Well,
I've been in the league a long time. That's not something that the Steelers typically do, engage in a trade like that. But, it makes for the news cycle. Minnesota came out and said, we're not trading them, but you keep hearing all these things. It's all just generated. Okay, Stephon Diggs. Could you trade for Stephon Diggs? I'm sure if you called Buffalo, you could. I'm sure you could make that deal if you offered the right thing and you were willing to satisfy the contract on your cap end. But all this stuff that gets thrown around in the mock drafts, it's just kind of confusing. I heard a long time ago before the draft, Neighbors is a good player. Look, and Harrison's not going to work out. So Harrison's a big man. He's a really good player. Neighbors is really talented with vertical speed, can do a lot of things. So I think it's all going to come down to choice, right? What do you prefer to do? And nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's lying about it. When you do mock drafts, somebody calls you up on the phone, Pat, and says, I want to do a mock draft with you. Sure, let's go. And then they get to your team. And so you just put in the player that everybody's been giving you so you don't have to lie to the guy. Okay, yeah, well, everybody's been giving us Neighbors, so we'll take Neighbors. Well, it's not even true, but you're not lying. You're just saying everybody told us that. It's all, it's like the great scene in Godfather 2 with Frank Fantangeli. It's lies, lies, lies. Everybody's lying. Yeah.
Yeah, I even saw Roma Dunze potentially ahead of Neighbors in one particular mock draft. And we tried to get a draft expert on our show numerous times over the last week or so.
Yep.
Mr. Mel Kiper.
What is a draft expert? I want to know what that is. What is a mock draft expert?
I want to tell you. Couldn't get Mel Kiper on today because you had scheduled calls with NFL GMs.
That's right.
During our show. So that's real.
Yep, I believe it.
That is real. That is what actually happened.
Yep.
And that's why Mel Kiper has been doing this for as long as he can do it.
Exactly.
But those are the draft experts. They're setting the narrative for all the fans so that then whenever the actual GMs make their draft pick, the fans are pissed because somebody on TV gave them this other person. And it's like, wait a second, a billionaire's making this decision. GM's not, I don't even get to make this decision. The owner's making some of these decisions. Or the scouting department can have who they would like. Yeah, and maybe one of them is ratting. GM, my vote's worth 2 in this entire thing. It's a wild game this draft season, and we know we're a part of the problem. This draft spectacular that we're piecing together, Lombo. Don't say anything if you've already heard. Please don't say anything. We are not announcing. But our draft spectacular is going to be the biggest we've ever done.
By far.
It is going to be the best we've ever done as well.
For sure.
Now let's get back to the conversation. Connor has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, with that Snead conversation, when it comes to front offices and dealing with disgruntled players that are on the franchise tag, what is the strategy? Are they telling these guys like, hey, we had to tag you, we can pay you next year? Or is there a dialogue back and forth about a possible trade? Because obviously the Snead rumors, T. Higgins is posting Akon songs saying that he's locked up on his Instagram, and there are a bunch of other guys obviously who don't want the tag that want to get paid. We saw it with Michael Pittman. Like, what is the strategy with front offices there?
Well, I think when you put the tag on him, you're renting the player for a year, ideally, and I think that the added money that came in for the cap this year allowed the Chiefs to do some things, sign Chris Jones back and maybe re-sign some of their players. But I think it's usually a rental, right? Everybody complains about the tag. Kirk Cousins didn't complain at all, did he? And he's just collecting the money every single day with that tag. I think it gives you a one-year deal, and then you as the team have a chance to prepare for it, right? And that's what you want to be able to do. What Cincinnati's going to do is basically rent T. Higgins for a year. He's going to sign the deal, come in, collect his money, and then next year they're going to have to give that money to Jamar Chase and sign him to an extension, and then hopefully their team around Chase is young enough to where they can absorb the loss of a really good player like T. Higgins. It's about strategy with team building. That's what it allows you to do. And I think for the Chiefs, why give away a really good player if you could afford that large cap number of $19 million to carry on your cap? They're carrying a lot. And the worst comes to worst, he plays for us for another year, and we have a great player.
Akon had a hell of a run, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever I'm locked up, won't let me out. He had that voice where, literally every single song he got on was a banger.
Yep.
Yes.
There for 2-3 years?
Oh, yeah.
Akon had a hell of a run.
He did.
And T. Higgins is he's speaking for me right now.
I love Akon.
Let me out of here. That's franchise tag has been something that players have hated since the beginning of time. Feels like there's been more negotiating on the franchise tag this year than there has been in years past. A couple deals get done. Obviously, Burns gets sent away. The whole situation with Snead's unfolding, and they're allegedly chatting. I like the business of the NFL right now.
Yes.
It's getting loud. It's getting really, really loud. Speaking of loud, draft talk is loud right now, and people are making moves. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, I got a question about the Vikings. They get the second first-round pick from the Texans. I think it's 11-23, and now basically 100% of everyone thinks that they're going to package those to move up. It's in every mock draft. Everyone's talking about it. So as a competitive GM, say you're in the top 5, do you add, some vig on top of that, knowing that the Vikings want to move up so bad? I assume it's not just a normal 11-23 for you're gonna juice that up a little bit. And how does that work? And is there even any trade partners up there?
Well, I think there's, as you're going through this, next week there'll be the owners' meetings. There'll be a lot of talk about that. Could we move up? And what you're trying to do is get somebody to pay more than the chart, right? That's what Chicago was able to do last year with moving up when they gave Bryce Young to Carolina. That they paid way more than what the price of the chart said. And the only way you get that done, and the only way you're going to do a deal now before the day of the draft, is when you get something really good above the chart. So if Minnesota has that in mind, I think Minnesota's still in the collected data point where they're trying to go through all these quarterbacks and decide, which one do we want, where do we need to go to get them, and how this is all going to work out, and where we see this thing, not where the mock drafts see it happening. And so I think Minnesota's had a really good offseason. And I think there's more to come from Minnesota of what they're going to do. I think they've reconfigured their team defensively. I think they've improved. And I think if they get this quarterback on their team, whichever one they think they like to go with Kevin O'Connell, they have a chance to close that gap that Green Bay and Detroit have kind of put in place because of their ability, because of Love's ability and the way the Lions have played the last year.
Well, Chicago's cooking. We're hearing, and we'll ask you about that here in a matter of seconds. We're hearing they like Drake May. Does that mean they don't like Drake May, probably?
Yeah. I can't imagine anybody in the building would say who they like and who they don't like. I think what you have to do is look at the quarterback and ask yourself, based on the style of play and based on what Kevin O'Connell's been raised in and the system he's been in, which player fits that system the best? Who can have rhythm with their feet, rhythm with their arm? Because if you study Kirk Cousins, everything Kirk does is with his feet, right? Everything is about his feet are tied to his arm and where he throws the football. It's so important. Walsh wanted always to have that. That's why, when Walsh would look for a player, it was all about his lower body more than his upper body. So I think that's the same thing that O'Connell and all those guys from that Shanahan, McVay system, they all want. J.J. McCarthy would be the kind of guy that would fit that to me. May is got a chance to be that player. I think he's going to have to prove himself to be more consistent in terms of his mechanical ability and his ability to control the football, right? I think that's the key thing. Can his accuracy improve to the level that you need it to improve to, which with fundamentals and technique, that's obviously going to take its place.
Well, they got Sam Darnold at $10 million. Maybe he just plays for a year. Drake May is able to tighten up under the coaching of Kevin O'Connell, who's obviously proven to be a great coach with any quarterback.
Of course.
And who's quarterback coach over there?
Is that Joshua McCown?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, Josh McCown with the good hair.
Yeah.
The good ass hair.
And good jawline.
And a great basketball highlight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he played quarterback a long time. He coached high school football before?
He did, I think, for like a year or two.
Who'd he coach?
Yeah.
Oh, Drake May, actually.
Whoa!
Interesting.
The Minnesota Vikings hired Drake May's high school football coach this offseason to be their quarterback coach?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Start reading the tea leaves, Lombo. Take it to the Lombardi line.
That's where you're getting it from, right? And so look, one of the hardest things to do is to really understand these, especially at quarterbacks. What have we seen now since 2021? There's only been 2 quarterbacks that are going to start next year in the National Football League. It'll be Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy. There have been 19 guys drafted over that time. And a lot of it is you got to get to know the player in terms of off the field, his mechanics, his ability, his mental makeup. Obviously, Josh will know Drake May, but May's got all those things, those boxes checked. I think, look, the hardest thing about this is you got to project the player forward. If we're just grading production, anybody can grade production. It's about grading the player moving forward, right? And that's what Kansas City did a wonderful job with Mahomes. That's what the Saints want, what Sean Payton was going to do, the same thing. He was trying to trade up to get Mahomes. It's not, you don't grade production on the quarterback. You've got to grade what you project them to become. And that's the hard thing. Everybody just goes off of the production. That's not necessarily the case.
I think all the guys that we consider GOATs, outside of Peyton, who's running a hell of a business right now.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah. Crushing.
This new receivers thing that's coming out,
Man,
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
so good.
Full Court Press, the women's college basketball documentary that Omaha's putting out, it's going to be great. But aside from Peyton, Tom Brady backed up Drew. Aaron Rodgers backed up Brett. Patrick Mahomes backed up Alex Smith. It's like all the guys that we are heralding as the recent history GOATs, it's like take a year. Try to learn how the NFL is. I assume you're getting better at technique. You're diving into what the day-to-day is as a professional athlete. Not that Patrick Mahomes didn't know because he grew up in the entire thing, but like just watching somebody else do the job that you're about to do, especially for these guys that are cerebral, mental reps guys, you're watching what works, what doesn't work. If you can have that patience, it'll seemingly help. The Vikings have an opportunity now with them paying Sam Darnold $10 million. That's an expectation that Sam's going to play at least a little bit. Now, is it a full season? Is it a few games that you need to who cares? At least you're getting a time to maybe rest somebody. I like what the Vikings are doing as well. Let's stay in that division. Chicago Bears got better. Now, RG3.
What was it?
I mean, I read what he wrote. I mean, come on. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. God bless them. That's great. You could say it. It's all good. It's always somebody else's fault. But
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Lombo.
All right, Lombo. Hold on.
Let's
Before
hear
you
him
get
out.
into
Let's hear him.
before you even get
Let's hear him out here. Let's hear him out.
Don't get me going, man. Don't get me going on this subject, right? Like,
Before you, all
don't
right,
get
now
me
listen.
going.
All right, I won't. I'm going to cut you off there. His head shake.
Oh my God.
He was trying to hide it.
Yeah.
He was just trying to hide it.
Oh, it's bizarre. It's bizarre world. I mean, come on, stop with that. He's the MVP of the league. He's going here, he's going there. Oh my God, stop! Let the kid play. Like, let the kid learn how to play.
All right.
Like all of a sudden, everybody, because you're an expert. Like, let the kid play. The National Football League is not a very it's not very sensitive, right? It declares who you are. It tells you something that maybe you don't want to hear and maybe it'll make you better.
A meritocracy. It's one of the final ones.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much, Pat.
I got it.
My Hofstra education did not provide that for me, so I appreciate
West
it.
Virginia's got you. West Virginia's got your back
I
there.
appreciate that. Thank
But it
you.
is. Professional sports are supposed to be a meritocracy. Obviously, there are some politics that come into play, especially with first-round draft picks, second-round draft picks, contracts, deals, everything like that. Not everywhere, but in most places. But I think I like what the Chicago Bears have done for a rookie quarterback. Don't you think? I mean, that was kind of a part of RG3's thing. Like, look what they're doing for the next guy, but they didn't do it for Justin Fields. It's like, well, this is a new regime, new coach, new culture. Seemingly, they're doing it right? I love what the Bears invest in a defense. We invest in a running game. We add another weapon. Yeah. Doesn't it feel like that's this perfect setup for a rookie quarterback almost? At least as good as it possibly could be going in there from outside looking in. Everybody's going to have to play well. So just signing somebody on paper doesn't mean anything. It's a meritocracy in the NFL. You have to earn it every single week. But that Bears team feels like a good spot for Caleb Williams or whoever they decide to pick, which some people think should be maybe Jaden Daniels. All eyes are on Caleb. And then for Justin Fields going to Pittsburgh, what are your thoughts on that? So I want you to start with Chicago, with how they built it and how it's good for a rookie seemingly, and then Justin Fields to Pittsburgh alongside Russ.
Well, look, I think what we learned from Houston. The NFL is really there's always 4 to 6 plays every game that determine the outcome, and the bad teams don't make those 4 to 6 plays, and the good teams typically do, and the mediocre teams make them sometimes, and sometimes they don't. So you're never as bad as you think you are, and we saw that with Houston, right? They get a quarterback who comes in there. It's not Davis Mills. They bring someone in there, and all of a sudden they're playing really well. And so they're not as bad as everybody thought they were. And I think that's the same thing with Chicago. When they could get good quarterbacking play, they weren't as bad as we thought they were, and especially when they weren't healthy. So early in the year, they had a lot of injuries on defense. I think if Caleb comes in there and they continue to rebuild the line and they've got these draft picks, you add that to it, they've got a chance to be a really good team. There's no question. And if, Caleb Williams is a really good player. Right, there's something, he's had 30 fumbles in his career. You worry about him with ball security at times, but he can throw the ball with rhythm. He can throw the ball all over the field. He's got anticipation. You can build a really good system around this player. So for me, I think that will make the Bears extremely a better team going into next year, especially as they define it.
There we go, Chicago.
As for Pittsburgh, look, I think this is a reset for Justin, right? I think he gets an opportunity to go around with a coach who's going to demand that he competes and plays well. And he's going to be involved with an offense with Arthur Smith. See, I think sometimes we make this mistake, Pat. Arthur Smith wasn't a very good head coach. Maybe he wasn't, but he's a good offensive coordinator. He didn't get that. He got the head coaching job because he was a good offensive coordinator. So maybe his best time is as an OC. I think the offense will be suited for him. They're going to run the ball. We know this. They're going to run the ball. They've got skilled players, that they have on the team. And they improve the line. I think it's a good time for a reset for Fields, right? So he can go in there and get those mental reps that he needs and not have the pressure that everybody puts on him. You're going to be the MVP.
Yeah.
You're going to do this. You're turning a franchise around. I think that wears on guys. And just go out and play football. Make the game easier for yourself. And he can work on one of the things I think happens to Fields quite often is his fundamentals break down as the game goes on, kind of like a golfer who has to hone his swing. So when the pressure's on in the Masters and you got to hit the green on the 16th, your swing doesn't fall apart. It's the same thing with quarterbacks. You got to be able to handle the fundamentals when the pressure's the greatest.
Well, in those biggest moments, you always rely on your fundamentals. So that's where the work shows. And that's just coming from somebody that was a punter in the NFL. Some of those big moments whenever I wasn't putting in as much work or didn't know how to punt as well, you start thinking to yourself, oh, what do I do here? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to catch the ball, and then I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to kick it as hard as possible. But then whenever you work and work and work and work and work, in those big moments, you're just not thinking. You're just relying on what you've worked. Justin Fields hasn't had the opportunity because he's been trying to turn a franchise around to work on all those fundamentals. So is it a perfect situation with Russell Wilson being named the starter? Okay, so Justin Fields, you're the backup here. You get a chance to take a breath, find a new city, learn a new city, and also maybe work on some shit while you get it all together. Yeah. It feels like a good move for the Steelers, right?
It feels great for him from this
side. I think, look, they got him for nothing. I mean, they basically paid nothing for him. Why wouldn't they do it? I think it was a really good move. And you know where I am on him as a player. But if I were in the league, it's too good of a move because he's got potential if you can fix it now. Obviously, if it comes at a higher cost, it's not worth it. Everything is about cost and effectiveness, so he goes there and now he can try to rebuild his career. We can find out exactly how hard he wants to work on things, what he's going to do. And as the Steelers, who've already said they want to sign Russell beyond this season, right? So that, now he's got a chance that he's not going to get his 5th-year option picked up. Whatever he can do, he can reestablish his career. I think the pressure not being on him to deliver is really going to be helpful to him as well.
Yeah, it gives him some time to relearn himself, work on some stuff. Pittsburgh, real close to Columbus.
Yeah.
Take a trip back, say hello to the Ohio State family. Chip Kelly's running shit over there now. Shake his hand, go see how the Ryan Day's doing now as a CEO of the team as opposed to hands-on. Let's pivot away from the NFL. I want to know how this entire college basketball season, men's college basketball season, didn't inform me or the people about Keisei Tominaga out of Nebraska. Do you know who this is?
Yeah.
Lombo?
No, I've not watched him, no, but I'm excited. I saw your tweet today. And I mean, I'm a huge A&M fan. Love Buzz Williams. You should get Buzz on the show. So I root for Texas A&M. I try to watch all their games. I haven't seen much.
Texas A&M is about to get cooked, Lombo.
I can't. No, I got to root for Buzz. Buzz is an incredible human being, and I like him. So I'm happy they got in. But this Nebraska game here. Look, I think that the winner of the Nebraska Texas A&M game's got a chance because Houston's got a lot of guys that are not healthy, even though they're a number one seed. I know Mattress Mac doesn't want to hear this, but I think it could be a tough one. That 8-9 that are always the good seeds. I think now it's right around 55, 56% of the time the 9 seed beats the 8 seed, which is usually kind of what it should be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're looking for. That's why 8 and 9's taking each other on. And you tell Buzz that Neil Armstrong's on the other squad, okay? You tell him that the captain of the ship's name is Keisei Tominaga, and he's coming to town with an absolute...
I'll just say that dude from Nebraska. I can't even say that guy. I couldn't even say that name. Come on.
That's who he is. He is that dude, Tominaga. That is the right way to describe him. We're calling him the Japanese Steph Curry. I am embarrassed with our show that we have not learned of this man's existence, especially with his flashy style. Like he's super, super humble, flashy step backs. Oh, you think I'm not coming in? He's almost like Japanese Kyrie, too. I mean, he's phenomenal. This in Texas A&M's Buzz Aldrin's got to take it right on the chin.
Sorry about
From Keisei Tominaga. Sorry about it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm rooting for them. They play better.
We'll see, huh? We'll see, huh, Lombo? You don't believe in Tominaga?
The lefty?
I told you. One thing about this tournament, I'm rooting for the game, rooting for people you like. I'm disappointed. I love Musselman at Arkansas. He didn't get in. They had a bad year, so I was rooting for their team too. But I like to watch it. It's great. It's fun, and you learn a lot from watching the competitive. Look, I think it teaches us something too that this tournament is about not the best team always wins. It's the team that's playing the best that day that wins, right? And so, that's why we see so many of these upsets because you could have a bad shooting day. We know as you guys are in the backyard of Purdue, they have struggled. Maybe this will be Purdue's season to come through. Matt Painter can break the curse.
Nope.
I'm hoping he can. I really am.
Do they run? When do they run into Keisei?
Probably Final Four.
It might be the national championship.
Purdue's just fine. Purdue's just look out for the NC State Wolfpack.
Yes,
they rattle off 5 straight. Win the ACC.
How about the Lobos in New Mexico? The Lobos in New Mexico, look out for them too. And Mississippi State, they're a good team too. There's a lot of good teams, and that's why you can't go by the seedings because I'm not sure that it's all reliable. I mean, St. John's, if you look at what KenPom, which is one of these analytical sites that kind of goes through all the teams, they were like the 29th best team in the country, and they couldn't even get in the tournament.
Well, you're also talking about Indiana State, I think. You're talking about the Sycamores.
I miss them, too.
Yeah, we all miss Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this dance. Thank God we found Keisei Tominaga, and the West Virginia women's basketball team's going to put on a show. Caitlin Clark's going to dance until she's got to run into LSU at the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
How about these matchmakers? They got LSU and Iowa.
I love it.
What? You love it?
Yeah, I had to love women's basketball. Not I had to because I did enjoy it because Al Davis was the biggest women's basketball fan I'd ever been around.
Is that why Mark Davis maybe owns the Aces?
That's why he owns that team. I mean, literally, I had to be well schooled on all the coaches, because I would have a 15-minute conversation and he would start off with, did you see that young lady the other day? And I'd have to go through, and figure out what he was watching. And he loved watching women's basketball. He loved watching the coaches. He just thought the game was great. He knew every player, knew the coaches. And he watched them religiously, and he loved it. And so it was he got me indoctrinated into the sport and how much fun it is to watch.
Well, once again, Al Davis was ahead of his time because we watched that March Madness.
Yeah, it really was.
The women's March Madness last year. It was electrifying.
So good.
I assume this year it's going to be the same damn thing. Lucky to get to Iowa on Friday. Hopefully we'll see some of you watching there at the Field House.
Hell yeah.
11 a.m. local.
Oh,
that's right.
It's going to be
my man's going back to Iowa. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, that'll be great. Yes.
Yeah, it should be fun. Now I am a little bit worried because I'm going to be talking about Keisei Tominaga a lot
Oh, they're
in that Iowa crowd.
not gonna love that.
And I don't think they enjoy Nebraska necessarily as much as I do over the last 24 hours. But nonetheless, we're excited for March Madness. We're thankful for you, Lombo. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Lombardi. How about him knowing way too much about the college basketball situation?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Well versed.
Oh, is it like 51% to 49%? The 9 beats the 8? It's what we're looking for.
He's got his head, I mean, because his gambling show. That's all he's talking all week. So, and his steel trap upper.
It is. How we winning? We're not doing a bracket this year.
No,
we're not doing a bracket bonanza.
Right.
No.
We've done a bracket bonanza in years past, like everybody else. Now on ESPN, I believe right now there is a LRAP thing that does the bracket challenge.
That's cool.
Didn't have it yesterday. Today we got accepted.
Upgrade.
Which is like now it isn't on YouTube or ESPN Plus.
Sure.
Or any of our social clips that will get cut because it's not on our end, it is on their end. And some people had to really cure COVID to make this whole thing happen.
Thank you.
So we are very thankful for that. Thank you so much.
Incredible.
Thank you so much. But this is the real deal. Look, there we are. Look, that is.
Wow.
That's for those that are watching on the internet. That's taking place on ESPN. Look how legit we. We just did it again.
Yeah.
We just did it again.
Yep.
Yeah, we just ruined every airport TV, every restaurant, cafe. Our TV's more. What's going on? Do the entire thing. So it's an honor to be a part. So you should join this if you're watching on ESPN. This one.
Yeah, I got like 12 million already. 12 million entrants and counting. So
we're gonna put a show one in.
Yeah.
Because we've done bracket bonanzas in the past where I've given away a Bitcoin and a car and some other stuff. And what we learned quickly is when you're hosting a bracket challenge, it's a blast for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
At most.
And then 80% of the brackets just get out. See you later. There's really nothing to pay attention to other than like somebody had this team upsetting this team. They're the only ones that still exist. So we don't really feel any fulfillment out of our bracket bonanza
No pros.
every single year. So and it costs us like $75,000 every year.
Right.
Just give it away. To who? We don't even know anonymous names.
Yeah, no idea.
No idea who even won.
It wasn't verified either. It was hard to actually set everything up and direct people to the right one and not an imposter one. It just,
it was a lot of BS.
It was.
Too much. BS.
Yeah, it was the BS bracket bonanza. Now we're not doing it.
No.
Now we are just entering ours into this one and we are trying our best. We're following every lead.
Yeah.
We're listening to every whisper.
Bingo.
We're knocking down every door that has information behind it for us to have the first ever perfect bracket.
Here we go.
We will let everybody know what our bracket is.
Yeah.
It'll be a team attempt. We'll be acquiring information from those who have it, those who know what's going to take place. Reese yesterday was a big information giver.
Huge.
Big thanks. L. Duncan, big information giver.
Needed it.
So we will be entering a Pat McAfee Show bracket into the ESPN bracket bonanza, but we will not be hosting our own bracket challenge this year, strictly because it was a waste of time, energy, and a lot of money.
Bingo.
Yes.
Well said.
And mine's put together. Together strong, apart weak.
That's right. See this? You see this?
What's that?
Which one's stronger?
You tell me.
Well, it depends. I've
I
been
was
seeing
gonna
that
say
slap.
slap
lady.
lady.
I was gonna
watching
say.
that slap. I watched a lady die 2 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
Depends on whose hand.
Well, that was clubbing, though.
Yeah. Well, that's
Didn't
kind of
count.
bullshit calling.
Yeah, you're right.
Travis Scott was just 2 doors down from me, and he was having a moment I mean, we were really, Dana White's in between us going,
See? What'd I tell you?
that lady died.
Oh, yeah.
she did.
She was right here, dead.
Rest in peace.
Wow. Got some baby powder on your cheek.
And she was supposed to be the baddest on earth.
Yeah.
She ain't never been hit before, though.
Then she stood up, though, and what did they do? They raised her arm because she won.
I didn't love that.
Well, because the clubbing. You can't be clubbing.
Exactly.
That's a poem.
Exactly.
Right.
So I guess whenever you do this conversation, this is actually the strongest part.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, it's up there.
When this is here, though.
Bingo.
You don't want to
Here's the church.
Yep.
There you go.
Here's the steeple. Look inside. There's all the people.
Bingo.
That's where we are. And we're trying to do a perfect bracket.
Yeah.
Yep.
We will.
Next hour, we are stacked and packed. Kendrick Perkins will be joining us to talk about what's going on in the NBA. We got other NFL news to cover, obviously. Things are happening everywhere. It's that time of year. We'll see you then. But T-Pain is a absolute
What's
weapon.
a song?
Chuck, I heard you in the
recognize?
shower today. You were listening to I'm in love with the stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can take you to a mansion. Somewhere in Wisconsin. That's him as well.
That was him and JT.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
he
got to
rhymes.
make it.
You gotta make
That's
it.
music.
Yeah.
They say he deserves an award for rhyming that together.
Yeah, that's actually one of the greatest bars in the history of music, they say.
He didn't do It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp, did he?
No, I think that was way before Teddy Payne became a
But good pull.
a musical.
You know, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll play
Make
that.
the money for the rent. With the Cadillac and gas money spent, you have a whole lot of bitches jumping ship.
There it is, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck. He's a jumping Dan Orlovsky. Dan, do you remember when you said? Do you remember when you said Mac Jones could do exactly what Brock Purdy's doing out there? Was that what started the entire kind of Brock Purdy is? That's JJ. We're getting good close look on JJ.
A big head.
Was it
Excited
you?
to hear this.
Was it you, Dan? Was it? Do we think it was you, or who do we think it was that started the whole Brock Purdy's not good at football thing?
I think it was you.
No.
We know, actually.
Dude, I can't binge it, man.
Keep the hot takes coming, bud. Keep the hot takes coming.
Just keep doing Dan Orlovsky stuff.
Look at that haircut.
We're lucky. We are very lucky for you, Dan Orlovsky.
Hair does look great.
Ty, you had a hell of a performance last night. You sounded a siren. Obviously, you started the party. You were on the ice at one point.
Old Knights went 3-1. I'm going to be out here for fucking 35 minutes, going 5 miles an hour in a circle, just...
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Wait, is that Ty Schmidt from the Pat McAfee Show?
What a thrill. Are you kidding me? Ride around on the ice for fucking 25 minutes, 2 miles an hour. Nothing better, dude. Nothing better.
And you would think, like, okay, he started the game. He kept the ice fresh for the boys. That's got to be all a super fan night is, right? No. Then he got the sword in the shield, and that went about as bad as it possibly could.
I did exactly what the Golden Knight told me to do.
No, you don't.
I'll be honest.
It was after he banged on that shield. 15 seconds later, they get the go-ahead goal. Ty got to give fist bumps to the boys as they were going to the locker room, and then we got a chance to go in the locker room afterwards and talk to the boys.
Where'd you get 66?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go.
This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Sports are happening all around us. Let's make sure we enjoy it, and we enjoy every single aspect of it. Right now, March Madness is tipping off. This is where dreams come true for young adults who are trying to find their way in this world. Some no-name that, maybe Keisei Tominaga, maybe anybody from any of the teams that are about to set sail on a journey to the top of the mountain that is called March Madness. Who will have their one shining moment? Who will steal March? Who will put themselves into the lottery of the NBA draft with a phenomenal performance over the next 3 weeks that'll have us all glued to our televisions and potentially gambling on things we had no idea we could even gamble about. It is a glorious time. The NFL owners' meetings are next Tuesday. We'll be live from down there as they vote on different rules and maybe change the game and discuss deals and negotiations for players, maybe franchise tagged players. What does the future of the NFL look like? We'll be down there in just a hall.
Love
In
that.
like a conference.
Oh, like the
like in a conference.
like what rap does, kind of.
Bingo. He's sitting in the hallway normally.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the conference room right on the other side of the door.
Okay, I like that.
Full table, full show. First time ever happening at NFL owners meetings. Thank you for having us, NFL owners.
Yeah.
That had to get voted on by a lot of people. Had to cross a lot of finish lines. Had to have a lot of boxes checked for that.
Sure.
And we have been saying for a while now, Roger Goodell's scared to come on the show.
Sure.
So I thought there was a chance that maybe we would not get the okay. They said, come on down to Orlando. Sweet. So this Friday we'll be in Iowa at the Fieldhouse, hopefully with 2,500 of our closest friends, celebrating the March Madness, not only the women's, which is we're there for Caitlin Clark and that Iowa Hawkeyes team, which have to go win one. For the legacy of everything.
Have to.
But also the men's as well. But then on Tuesday, we're going to be down for the NFL owners meetings. And then we're going to be at WrestleMania. And then we got a hell of an offseason coming up. And we're lucky to be a part of it. The Talks Table is here. At Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Sweet shirt today, Connor.
Thank you very much. Yeah, long sleeve. I wasn't sure if that would be a part of the comment as well, just after yesterday's jacket debacle. But yeah, I appreciate that very much. The weather is turning back again, and it'll turn back again tomorrow, too.
I don't like how cold it's been.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's windy.
Yeah.
We felt that in the plane last night. Coming back from Rome.
I'm not sure if that was the win, but we felt it.
We don't know.
Not sure. Just not 100% sure.
There's buttons up there in the front that are being pushed and pulled.
Yeah, by the person who
sits on the right side.
Yeah.
That's every time we get in a plane now. So unless is it opposite day?
I think it's just anytime we get on, they're just like, hey, these assholes, we can just have the co-pilot do it.
Feels like that.
They don't care.
Well, I just want to let the person know. Great flight last night. Honestly, great flight last night. A couple times, does that happen with anybody flying? Probably. But I am about sick of seeing the right seat fly every plane that we're on.
Sure. 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's really has.
Actually.
It's like, why are you here?
Maybe you have a European plane where the steering wheel's on the right side.
Bingo. Haven't even thought about that. That's one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs. So for those that wonder, yes, every single flight I get on, I think I'm dying on. It's not fun.
No matter
I think
what.
that's normal.
Okay, good. I'm happy we all experience that.
Yeah.
A lot of
every time.
Yeah.
on the side of the plane as we're getting on it.
Yep.
Let's get me home. I got a baby. Okay, I got a wife and a baby. Let's make sure we're doing that. And these planes have been fantastic.
Sure.
But I'm certainly upping the antennas on everything happening in that plane at all times.
Yes.
Something fell off the wall yesterday. Why is that happening?
What the hell?
Except for some helicopters, the right seat in a cockpit of an aircraft is seat used by a co-pilot. Okay.
Yep. So it's not a European plane.
The captain or pilot in command
There's
sits in
US
the left
Wikipedia.
seat so that they can operate the throttles and other pedestal instruments with their right hand. Okay. So we got, not only is it not the captain, it's wrong side of plane.
Offhand.
Okay. They're wrestling lucha. They're locking up with the opposite direction.
Exactly.
Unless the pilot
Toilets
left
flushing the opposite direction like it's Australia.
Come on.
This is every flight we're on now. Okay. We've survived, obviously.
Thank God.
Here.
We're here. It's getting a little breezy outside.
Yeah. Super busy.
Speaking of breezy, whenever you're outside, Anthony Richardson might save you.
Look out.
Yep, there is a new report hitting the internet that Anthony Richardson, quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, future Super Bowl champion, saved a guy on the side of the road who's broken down.
Wow.
Anthony Richardson continues to be the guy that everybody dreams would be their franchise quarterback. If you do recall, there was a rookie event that they went to. Anthony Richardson cleaned it all up after everybody left. Whenever they were in the Colts for the rookie, cleaned up the meeting room when everybody left. Anthony Richardson is a guy who will pull over on the side of the road, which is incredibly dangerous. Incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
And say, hey, how you doing? How can I help? Let me go ahead and take care of this for you. That's the Indianapolis Colts quarterback. And for that, we say, hell yeah, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks, AR.
And the reason why we have to cover this type of story is because normally in the past, the only time anybody would be brought up is if they did something terrible. Or if they got caught in their worst moment. So whenever people are just doing day-to-day shit, I'm happy to hear that Parker said, you know what, Anthony Richardson deserves a little bit of love here. And I'm happy John from Colts Report, who probably thought we had Snead a couple days ago, just like I did, potentially on the Internet Colts community, which is a very strong one. And I appreciate all of their work in there, and I appreciate their fandom.
Yeah.
We're in a new era of this Indianapolis Colts team with a new energy, a new stadium named the Loud House, and a new quarterback who's not scared to go on the side of the road, jack up your car if you need it.
That's right.
Jack up your car.
Thought he lifted it.
Well, he tried, but remember, shoulder, we got to keep that thing protected.
Exactly.
We still got OTAs coming up where we're looking to participate and everything like that.
Smart.
But this guy's a good one, and we're lucky to have him in the community.
I'm glad you brought that up because can we believe this at all? Because at Colts Report was probably one of the Colts captain. And
No, Captain Colt is currently taking a break from the internet.
T's and P's.
He
And
is
Thinking about you, Captain Colt.
Captain Colt, we hope you're okay, pal.
Duke Cannon or whoever Bruce kept sending in, who's like, "Oh, this guy's legit."
Destin Adams.
Come on.
That's Duke Cannon.
So do we know if this even happened?
There's a photo.
What are you talking
Tony.
about?
Oh, it's AI. All of a
There's a
Your
photo of
report.
Snead out there too playing corner, but it doesn't mean he's gonna be playing corner for the Colts.
I do appreciate the shirt that AR is wearing, okay, and the LeBron James shirt, because that's a good topic of conversation. LeBron James and JJ Redick have launched a podcast with their companies owning them. I don't know what the split is, but LeBron's company
Yeah, undisputed.
and JJ's company,
Which I believe is 243 or
342.
There you go.
They are coming together to create a podcast called Mind the Game. I've only seen a couple clips. I assume the full version is out. I apologize. I don't know when it's dropping, but we're all about to get incredibly smart when it comes to basketball.
Good crowd.
Yes.
So, like JJ Redick, I feel like he is a good person to be, hey, LeBron, you're talking over people's heads. You know, hopefully JJ is able to potentially say, what do you mean by that? Now, I'm only saying that that is a weapon because I've been very lucky to talk to people that are super football smart, but I'm also not that intelligent when it comes to football stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I don't understand. So I feel like sometimes I'm able to go like, what does that mean? What does that mean right there? I assume JJ and LeBron will be able to do that. And if we're learning new stuff while listening to the King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, he calls himself the King. So you know that it's real.
He's the king.
But LeBron James, greatest of this type of basketball of all time. Michael Jordan played a different sport. We all saw that. Last Dance, the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're not playing the same sport that LeBron and the boys are playing now. But this is beautiful. This continues to be what we all see as a golden era or a golden opportunity for media and for sports fans as a whole. You know, back in the day, I don't have to get into the whole before social media thing, but before social media, the only people deciding what stories were being told were a couple gatekeepers that were hired to do media, pretty much. So the only voices you'd hear is who? A couple star quarterbacks. Who are the star quarterbacks from? Well, probably the Cowboys because they're on a lot of primetime games. And then we're going to have a lot of broadcast journalism school people come in. They'll be the news people. We're legit because we have a couple superstar players, but there's only a certain amount of spots. Well, what about this other story that's good? We don't want to tell that story. We don't want to hear it. You never hear about it.
No.
What about this person's voice? Maybe they have a good angle, a good thought, a good IQ, a great football IQ. They deserve to talk about it. We don't have a spot for them. We do not care about that. Now with social media, everybody's able to have their own platform. Everybody's story can matter. Everybody's opinion can matter. And as that continues to evolve and we see the old suits kind of get, which I'm not saying all.
Sure.
No.
But there is certainly a
Vast majority.
happening
Yeah.
right now. Now they all are going to have the same opportunity that everybody else has. Build up your social, build up your own brand, build up your own company, build up your own show, build up your own personality, build up your own worth.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're able to do that, you'll be able to. But that is what the new world is. Everybody has the opportunity. Now, if you played in the NBA for 20 years and you've been an all-star every single year and you are the guy that's being compared to Michael Jordan since you're 18 years old as being the greatest basketball player of all time, you're probably going to have quite an advantage over somebody that went to Syracuse University Broadcast School.
Sure.
So we understand that that is not necessarily the most fair thing for what used to run sports broadcasting, but the more shit like this that we get, the better for sports fans as a whole. When I heard this was announced, I was pumped, I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what we learn from this. Now, Tom Brady launched a show while he was still playing, and we heard nothing from it. Literally nothing. First 2 years it existed, there wasn't a quote coming out of their shows on Monday. There wasn't a piece of information or insight that we thought was worthy of being chatted about as a sports media group as a whole, as social media as a whole. So hopefully that won't take place. I don't think it will because Instagram Sports Center, Instagram ESPN, X Instagram's X Sports Center, X ESPN have been promoting basically everything LeBron has done over the last 10 years or so. It's basically their entire account. Omar's like, LeBron does numbers. LeBron's family does numbers. LeBron eating lunch does numbers. So we're going to continue to do that. So this podcast is going to be the biggest on earth.
Yes.
This podcast is going to be the most watched on social on earth. And I think this podcast is going to be great for all of us, even the casuals like us stooges here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, NBA Twitter's already talking about how incredible that just 2.5 minute clip is. And they're just talking about an inbounds pass. And then just LeBron is just telling you how to defend it. I'm not sure if it's in the original clip, but there are now clips of people putting together like with the video, kind of a breakdown of what they're talking about on the court as well. So like the whole entire thing is perfect. The amount of people I think who view themselves as, very serious fans are going to find out how unserious they are once I feel like these two kind of tell you what the, behind the scenes game is. Because LeBron, you've seen it. We've all seen it on the court. He knows every play that the other teams are running, that their own
he's
team
like Peyton
run.
Manning, Tom Brady. He's very cerebral.
Yeah, he's a cerebral player. Yeah, exactly. Getting that aspect of LeBron, I feel like will probably make more people fans of him. I doubt that it's going to be the let's go Jim Gray Brady result where no one talks about it, probably because of a couple things. One, it's just two guys, two players, two foreign players.
Do they do an ad read every 30 seconds?
Well, now is the other.
Well, is JJ flowing in ad reads while he's asking these questions?
He could be.
Because what was Jim Gray doing?
It'd be like, well, geez, Tom, you're a little upset right now. You must be hungry, which means you could go to Morton's Steakhouse for lunch or dinner today. They have a $49.99 filet mignon that's on special all week. And
now,
you could pay for that with your American Express card, Tom. American Express, the #1 credit card of Tom Brady and every NFL player. And when you're done with that, Tom.
No, I thought he was going to ask a question. He was never going to ask a question.
No, yeah.
In your eyes there, Jim Gray was never asking a question. He was just doing ad read.
That was the ad read portion of the show.
Oh, okay, yeah. But every question seemingly did have an ad read in it.
Yeah.
It was a fascinating kind of structure to that particular podcast. But inevitably, it never ended in any genuine conversation from Tom Brady. Whenever something's set up that way, you're obviously not going to get a natural reaction. Feels like JJ and LeBron, very comfortable. They're both invested in this. Their companies are going to profit off it. And if they are, which we assume they are, selling like social clips, because NBA Twitter runs X.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is just how it goes. The NBA social numbers are stupid.
Untouched.
Always have been. They understand that. So if you're getting, social those numbers are going to be absurd.
Yeah.
I don't know who they got cooking up the numbers behind the scenes, but there's going to come a tweet in like 3 months that's going to tell us how many views that particular podcast has received on all social platforms, and it's going to be alarming.
Yeah.
It is going to be so big. Does it have staying power? I think so, because LeBron is very active. LeBron knows everything that's being chatted about everywhere. He was getting into football betting.
Yeah, he was making picks.
Yeah, he was making picks.
This year.
Never lost.
This guy's getting into football picks. It's like, this is brilliant. We're thankful for it. We put in a request for LeBron James. Come on, program.
Let's go.
Not our first request for LeBron James.
Sure.
Come on, program. That is kind of the game. You got to take a lot of shots. But with this kind of being hopefully a door opening for him getting into the media, this is good news for all of us.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to New Heights, where it's like now LeBron is, the greatest or one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and JJ is one of the greatest shooters of all time. So anytime like you get a show like this where it's educational, but it's also so entertaining because it is so educational. Like any of those shows, more of them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, Draymond Green started new media.
He did.
Remember hashtag new media?
Was that a few years ago?
Yeah, hashtag new media. Draymond Green.
He'll probably get in on that.
Where's he from? What school did he go to?
Michigan State. Go green. That's what you guys say.
Shut up.
Go white.
Ducks on a pond. We're never doing that for you.
No chance, Foxy.
Especially as we lead into, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, is a 16-year NBA vet. Hey, what's March Madness like? He doesn't know.
No.
Went to the NBA straight out of high school.
That's right.
Oof.
Now, people are saying, look how handsome this guy is. Look how attractive this guy is.
Right.
Look at this guy breaking down basketball from not only a high-level perspective, but an incredibly entertaining perspective. Now I think he's pumping waters on his Instagram.
Love that.
Ooh.
Piney water, I believe I saw him surrounded.
Hey.
I think he had 60 bottles of water surrounding him in this one video from a beautiful kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, NBA champion, Kendrick Perkins. What's up, Perk?
Hey, Pat, what's going on? I might need a log. Hang up. Y'all call me back so I can get that intro again.
Okay. Hey, listen, we'll clip it. We'll send it to you. Run it when you're feeling down. Not that you ever should. What's this water? I saw you around like 30 waters on your Instagram, right?
Yeah. So, first of all, number one, I fucked up the name. I got that one out the way, okay? It's It's okay. That's the only one for the day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's actually called Pani water. Okay, I messed up the name.
Kami?
In the commercial, go to the Instagram.
Kami water?
Pod. P-A-A-H-N-I, I think.
Pani.
Pani.
Yeah.
Pani.
I believe
Yes.
it. What you call it? Pandi for sure, I think.
Pahani, but it's called Pani. You know what I mean? But it takes time. Like it took time for me to learn how to say Giannis Antetokounmpo for a long time, Moses Moody, certain things to that nature. But again, this is not English class, okay? We're talking about water and we're talking about basketball.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you from again? Where are you from?
I'm from Beaumont, Texas, the country.
Yeah, see, some
Deep
words
down
are going to be tough for guys and girls from Beaumont, Texas.
Yep.
Like I'm from Pittsburgh. Real world is a tough one for me to say with my accent from Pittsburgh. So nobody's expecting you to get what's his name, Giannis?
Antetokounmpo.
Nailed it.
Hey, you sound like Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound really good there. We're all going to drink Pawnee water because we don't know if you own it, but we appreciate them supporting you. We were just talking about JJ and Bron having a podcast. I love this. Did you know this was coming? Did the basketball world know this was coming? And what are the expectations from this? More basketball IQ stuff? Do you think it's going to be stories? What are your thoughts on it as a whole, Perk?
First of all, let me applaud both of those guys, right? Brilliant basketball minds. And most importantly, the stories I tell from being around LeBron, now people actually can hear them themselves about his IQ and in the way that he sees the game of basketball and the student of the game that he is. And I think it's going to be great, especially for the basketball nerds, right? The ones that love to dive into, the analytics and love to have a deep dive into, ATOs and what the coaches are thinking and how, things are going on in the scouting report and shoot around and things to that nature. And having those two, challenge each other, because I always live by iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? And so I know, damn it, when I come on the Pat McAfee show, I got to be on my best stuff because iron sharpens iron.
Just
right?
as man sharpens man.
In the world.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you want somebody sitting across from you that's going to bring the best out of you. Otherwise, what you doing it for?
What are we here for? What are we here for if that's all we're doing? And JJ and Bron are going to do that, right? We assume JJ and Bron are going to do that with that Mind the Game podcast?
They are, but look, people got to be open-minded to it, right? Because the world is filled with, it's drama-driven, so people have to be open-minded to actually wanting to learn the game, especially the younger generation. It's not all about dunks. It's not all about crossovers. Like, you got to learn boxes and elbows, Xing out on the weak side, drop coverages, contested jumpers. Like those little things matter.
Yeah, but I played in high school and I played pickup basketball. So I know what this is. ISO. That's what we need. That's all I need to do. And if I'm not hot,
fitness legend,
buddy, if I get hot, feed me. But I'm not lasting a long time. These games aren't going to 15. No. These games are going to 7. We're not playing to 15. Damn, 11's pushing it at this point. We're getting to 7, and we're playing by 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
I mean, this is potentially a 4-series game for my particular team is what we're looking to do. But I'm just saying that is the mindset of, like, football, and it has been. And I think football has kind of opened, I don't want to say the doors for everybody else. # new media, Draymond. We know you created that.
Yep.
But like with football, you got a lot of the greats coming in, breaking down film. Feels like football fans are loving it. I'm happy to see that NBA is kind of getting into it, especially from one of the GOATs in LeBron James. This is great news. We're pumped. We're excited about it. Congrats to JJ and Bron making the entire thing happen.
What? I mean, he's going to have nothing but time because the Lakers ain't going nowhere, so he might as well educate the audience.
Well, that's what Charles Barkley told me. That's what Charles Barkley told me. Yep. And he said, these dum-dums, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Who's the white that's up there?
Brian Windhorst?
No.
Ernie?
No. He's on TNT.
Oh, I thought you meant with
Who's the former GM of the Golden State? The white?
Oh, Bob Myers?
Yeah, he's on the far right, right?
Yeah. On the show, yeah.
Yeah, him. They're talking Golden State and LA. They got no shot. If we get LeBron through the playoffs, Oh my God. Now we're talking real good stuff. Can't wait to see which network tries to buy that for a grotesque price.
Sure. Yeah.
As soon as they get an opportunity to do it, and JJ and Braun cash in. Speaking of cash in, Ant Edwards, the man they call Ant-Man, had one of the greatest dunks in the history of basketball last night, where he took off from right inside foul line, and there's a still shot where he is 4 feet away from the hoop, hovering seemingly, and ends up dunking that. One of the greatest photos I've seen. Congrats to Anthony Edwards, who watched it in real time for the first time in a post-game interview where he goes, "Whoa!" to himself. What a moment. This dude's the guy, huh, for the future? Now, John Morant, obviously, has some of the similar intangibles where anybody can get it under the rim and he'll take off in the paint. Feels like, whatever the case this year, haven't seen as many John Morant. Is he hurt, John Morant?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
Okay, so John Morant's not playing. Missed a bunch of games, got hurt, he's out. This Anthony Edwards guy has become almost seemingly the next chosen one whenever you talk about a guy who plays old school. He's got mid-range jumpers. He'll take it to the rack. Feels like defensively he locks down. He has the mindset. This is the guy. He's the man, right? Ant-Man's the man?
Yeah, we're witnessing right now the 88 version of Michael Jordan. He's 88 MJ, okay? Like raw talent, you know, and what he brings on both sides of the court. Right? Offensively, we know that he's going to get a buck. He's averaging almost 27 points a game, and he's not a guy that he's not a selfish guy. Like he'll let his guys cook. But what we're really watching right now is the future face of the NBA.
Okay.
Now, it's areas that he has to clean up, right? And that's gonna come with growth for his maturity, you know, as he get older. I believe he's only 22 years of age, right? Okay, so
send a photo.
He's gonna continue to mature. I get all that.
Actor.
But when it comes to being that guy, to replace a LeBron James, that is Anthony Edwards. He has the charisma, he has the leadership skills, the on-court presence. He is a walking highlight. Everything about this young man says to me, future face of the NBA. We've been searching for one to replace LeBron James for over the last 4 or 5 years, and I think we found.
So Wemby, obviously, getting into his time. Joker is hilarious, and watching him do his. Tatum up in Boston's going to have to win.
Yeah, of course.
Going to have to win.
Well, at 22, Tatum was dunking on LeBron in conference finals. But
not taking off from the foul line in the middle of the game, though. Okay,
That's true.
And hitting his back off the backboard.
Also true.
What was that, last week? Anthony Edwards, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
hits his back off the. Everybody's like, he hit his head off the back. He hit his spine off the backboard while swatting somebody. It's like, this dude's awesome to watch. Awesome.
A game-winning block. He missed the free throw, got back in transition to save the game on the block shot. I mean, you can't teach heart. You can't teach tenacity. That's what he brings. Like, this organization hasn't been this relevant since Kevin Garnett. Seriously. Like, the energy around the Minnesota Timberwolves is great right now, and I get it. It's a small market team, and we could talk about, you know, should he be in a big market? No, he's just fine right where he is. And I'm telling you right now, this young man is going to be a problem now. He's going to be a problem in the postseason, and he's going to be a problem in the future for everybody.
He's a dog. Full. Yeah. Great to watch. Love watching him. Lucky to be here while covering, you know, sports while he's 22 years old. He's got another 10, right? No problem. 32 for these types of guys, no problem.
Easy.
15.
Yeah.
Easy.
We got 15 years with this guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, we do.
Let's go, Ant-Man.
Shout out.
Hey, thank you, Ant-Man. Listen, you can act all you want. You're a great actor.
Yes.
Phenomenal in that movie. Phenomenal in that movie. Do what you got to do. Set up a basketball court right next to it like Michael Jordan did during Space Jam.
That's right.
We're lucky to have you here. Now, you know, another name that was supposed to take over for LeBron might be doing it. Ty's got a question for you, Perk.
Yeah, Perk, there was a report recently that basically said, hey, listen, Zion's dropped 25 pounds. He's kind of heard everything that his teammates and maybe all the media has been saying that, like, listen, you have all the talent in the world, but you can't go out there and just be a fatso and think that you're going to dominate in the NBA. Well, I'm just saying, and I'm glad that he finally got to that point where he kind of heard all of that outside negativity and kind of reshaped his body, because when this guy is healthy and when he is playing, he's unbelievable. But do you think that he has finally completely turned that corner. He understands, like, hey, he needs to play much slimmer. And when he is playing at this weight, like, he can be one of the most dominant guys in the NBA. Do you think we're officially kind of in the age of Zion now, if you will?
We think that left photo was doctored.
Yeah, it could have been.
Had to be.
I don't know.
That left photo had to be doctored.
Should have seen a doctor.
We get it. Doctors were looking out for him with his high blood pressure and everything at such a young age. But that was a doctored photo. I don't believe that the one on the left. Bingo.
Maybe
Kate Middleton. It's happened to
person.
Kate. I assume it could happen to Zion. But they're saying he's at his best right now. Do you think he's flipped his switch, Perk?
He has. And look, he's another young guy. And we have to realize before, Victor Wembanyama, Zion Williamson was anointed as the next great prospect to one of the greatest prospects to ever come into the NBA. We got to realize the coverage that he was getting in high school, the coverage that he was getting at Duke University. And so, like, at that point, at a young age, since about the age of, 15 or 16 years old, everything was catered to Zion. He had it his way. And all of a sudden, he got smacked in the face with reality. And guess what? That's okay, because we all have at some point of our lives, but it's the part of how do you bounce back? And right now, we're seeing him bounce back. I've heard stories about him cleaning up areas, in his camp, weeding out certain individuals, hiring new people in.
OnlyFans plug, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chef plug, get out of here.
See ya.
Got it. Yeah. Restaurant person, get out.
Yeah, clamoring to get him in.
Hey, I like that's maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And that part, but also you have to give a lot of credit to his teammates, especially CJ McCollum, right? You can have this young group, and I say they got old souls, baby, because they're in New Orleans, but they have a lot of coming to Jesus meetings in that locker room. They hold each other accountable. And when you have that in the locker room, it go a long way. And so when you see guys like CJ McCollum, when you see guys like Jose Alvarado come in, and you watching these young men come in on a night-to-night basis at the practice facility and in games be true professionals, then you have to follow suit. Otherwise, you're gonna poke out like a sore thumb.
Is there a chance, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, it's all over the news everywhere. He could be Ozempicing.
Yeah.
A chance.
You know what I mean?
But hey.
There's nothing wrong with it.
However you get
Is that performance enhancing?
I don't think so, right? Because it's considered like health.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should look into that.
Yeah.
Like, does the NBA test for Ozempic? Because I'm not going to say there's been a lot of basketball players in the past, but there has been basketball players in the past who have not been able to control the eating. There's been football players in the past that have not been able to control their eating. They're like, hey, if you slim down, you'd be on top of the world.
Yeah, you take your game to another level. Matter of fact, I just started Ozempic.
Here we go. Let's go, Big Bird. It's available. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I just started Ozempic. You know what I mean? I got to get down. I got to look. Winter is over. You know what I'm saying? Big fella season is over. Damn it! I never get a six pack. I've come to that conclusion. But damn it, I could get a 2-pack. Okay,
right up top.
I could get a 2-pack.
Right up top.
A 2-pack is better than no pack.
Right up top, right? The top two is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I can never really master the bottom part of it, but that's okay though. Take a stride.
Hey, that fat's been there a long time. Okay, that one's called home a long time. Up top though, we can kind of whittle away.
Yeah,
and when you look down and see those, I'm very similar. This ain't ever gonna happen down here. I'm Irish. It's gonna be here for the rest of my life. But when I look down and I got those top two, I'm like, look at this guy, discipline. This guy working out. Hey, we're proud of you doing the Ozempic. We don't think everybody should be doing it. Obviously, there is some humans you watch on the internet and go like, you seem to be doing a little bit too much of it. Right there, your body looks like a sack of leaves.
Yeah,
like that is not how it should look. Perk, easy. Perk, if you start looking like a sack of potatoes, we will tell you. We will certainly tell you. But we're proud of you, and we're proud of Zion too.
Yeah, we are.
I'm very proud of Zion. If he's 25 pounds down and he's moving better than he's ever moved, and he's still enjoying basketball, and he's gotten rid of some toxic people out of his life, that's not easy to do. None of those things are easy to do at all. The fact he's been able to kind of thread the needle and make Good for you, Zion. Let's stay in the West. Tone's got a question for you, Perk.
Yeah, Big Perk, there is some serious star power in the play-in right now between the Mavericks, the Suns, the Warriors, and the Lakers. Now, I know the Heat have done it coming out of the play-in, but is there any chance that with the star power, any of these teams could make a run out of the play-in?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And look, let me tell y'all this. If I tell y'all that there's cheese on the moon, damn it, you better pack your crap. Okay? And I've been telling the world this for about 2 weeks now. Outside of Jokic, Luka Doncic is the most dangerous player in the Western Conference. And we've seen what Luka has been doing to the league. I mean, he's been averaging a triple-double for damn near a month now, giving everybody their work. But on the flip side of that, when you look at his other half and Kyrie Irving, it took for Kyrie Irving to hit a left-handed, I mean, if we want to call it running hook over Jokic for a game winner, it took that for us to actually wake up and say, you know what? Kyrie Irving has been balling, right? His numbers are similar to Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards is the number one option on the team. That tells you how great a basketball that Kyrie Irving has been playing. Now we look at the moves that the Dallas Mavericks made at the trade deadline. You know, getting in Daniel Gafford, getting in P.J. Washington, right, was two huge pickups. And then you add the young fella Derek Lively, and I don't give a damn what nobody say. Anytime the defending champs come into your crib and you win a basketball game, it's no other measuring stick that you need to be measuring yourself against than the defending champs. And what they showed me is that when the Dallas Mavericks are locked in defensively, they could get it done because they could score with the best of them around the league. And so when I'm looking at this play-in tournament, I'm looking at the Dallas Mavericks led by the duo of Luka and Kyrie. Watch out for them. Okay. I'm telling you, watch out.
Hey, so like that left-handed running hook, you said you're a basketball guy. You try and describe it. Everybody talked about how impossible of a shot this is. Is it because it's on Joker? Is it because he's running full speed? Is it because it's his offhand? Is it because it looks awkward? Is it because of all those things? Is this not something that is like drilled often, I assume? This is not a practice rep in most places?
Well, one, look, all of those things that you said are true. But here's the thing, okay? That play wasn't designed for Kyrie Irving to shoot a running left-hand hook, right? It was designed for him to come off and actually curl and get a shot. Because Jokic did a great job of switching out, the Kyrie Irving had no other choice but to go to that move. And for him to even think about trying that at that moment and saying, I'm going to go with a running hook from the free throw line speaks volumes about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, look, real talk, he has caught a lot of heat in the past, and it's never been because of his on-court play. It's always been because of other bullshit. But when you think about Kyrie Irving, he is the most skilled player to ever play the game of basketball. Ever.
And I think he has to be, right? Because you talked about all that other, but it got real loud around Kyrie a lot.
For years.
Like loud. And I'm not saying, hey, he's right. Hey, Kyrie, humans can, I mean, we've been.
Yeah, do your thing.
Feel however the hell you want to feel, okay? But there's sometimes it's going to get you into some shit, and like that is just a part of the whole world. Kyrie was in the middle of like political wars that were taking place.
Within his own city.
In the biggest city in the United States of America. His name was getting used. Then there was obviously the movie that was taking place, and that whole thing. So like anybody that's able to continue to be in the NBA or in the NFL with those types of things taking place, it's like got to be the one. Like gotta be, because you can be who you can afford to be. You know what I mean? Whenever production is here, and what is it?
Maintenance?
Drama or maintenance?
Tolerance.
Yeah, tolerance. When production is here, tolerance seems to be a little bit higher. It's like there for a while, it got real loud around Kyrie, and everybody was like, yeah, we would like him. Yeah. We would like him on our team, though, if we could potentially do that. And that's for good reason.
One of one.
Yeah, he is. So is Luka, right?
Yeah.
They can coexist and go on a run?
They look, I'm telling you, they figuring it out. The fact that, look, I want you to understand this. In that game, the thing that went unnoticed, it was two things. One, Luka hit a big three to tie it up, okay? Then they get a stop. Jamal Murray missed a mid-range shot. Jason Kidd calls a timeout, okay? Out of the timeout, he draws up a play for Kyrie Irving. That should tell you something. Like, the Dallas Mavericks are clicking right now. They're clicking. They're starting to find their stride. They're clicking at the right time. Those two are clicking together.
And Luka was happy. Remember, he reacted in a way where it was like, because he just hit a big three. His team. Number one guy. Hey, we need one. Drop a play for who? Actually, Kyrie's who we're going to drop. And Luka's cool with it. That's a big deal. That's a big deal in the locker room. Now, let's go to another locker room that needs one. And obviously, you know a lot about it. Boston Connor has a question for you, Big Perk.
Yeah, Perk, the play-in talk and talking about the bottom of these tables is fun, but, I mean, let's talk about the real teams here that have a shot, and, of course, that would be the Boston Celtics. And you, for some reason, you know, although you are one of Boston's beloved sons, you don't want to crown the Celtics, and that's okay. But when you say stuff like the future of the league's Anthony Edwards, I would agree. He's unbelievable. I love watching him every single night. But when we're talking about Jason Tatum, by the time he was 22, he already played in 2 conference finals, and here Anthony Edwards is. He has barely been to the playoffs.
Hey, what about Deuce too?
What about Deuce Tatum? We've watched Deuce Tatum grow up into a sweet boy. Sweet boy. One of the sweetest boys in the NBA, and yet here you are not wanting to give them their flowers. Now, obviously, Jason Tatum's not going to win the MVP this year. You could make the argument there's a chance he might never win the MVP because of how much of a team guy he is and because of how skilled some of these other players are. But if the Celtics are to win the finals this year, are you ready to declare Jason Tatum as the face of the NBA, or is that something that's just not going to happen because he plays in Boston and everybody hates Boston and you think Joe Mazzulla is a dipshit because you don't like him, even though he's a great coach?
Tell us.
Is that what's going on?
Tell us, Park.
Or what?
Wow.
You see, this is the problem. This is the problem that I have with the Celtic fan base, okay?
Go ahead.
I love the Celtic fan base. Look, they're my home away from home. I spent 8.5 years there. But, they can't have it their way. They can't just, they want everything their fucking way. When it comes down to have it, they want the appetizer. They want the main course. They want dessert. They want the people to sing happy birthday to them.
Right.
Their damn birthday. Here's the thing, right? Number one, when it comes to Jason Tatum is going to be an all-NBA player for however long he wants to be. He's that spectacular. When you talk about one of the most prolific elite scorers in the game, that is Jason Tatum. He's proven that, right? When you talk about a guy who could up his game defensively, he's proven that as well. When you talk about being a winner, he's proven that since he's came into the league.
What?
Jason Tatum actually got to want it, right? Jason Tatum got to show that he actually wants to win the MVP. And when I say that is, if you know the race is close and you come out of the All-Star break, Jokic is not saying it verbally, but he's speaking with how he's playing. SGA is not saying that he wants to win MVP, but his play is showing us otherwise. Luka is not saying that he wants to win MVP, but his play is showing us otherwise. So when I look at these guys that are in the MVP conversation, they have elevated their game to a whole nother level. When I look at the Boston Celtics right now, you know who's elevated his game since the All-Star break?
Derek White.
It would be Jaylen Brown, right? Jaylen Brown. And there's no knock on Jason Tatum. Do I want the Celtics to win another championship? Hell yeah, I want them to hang another banner.
Thank you, Jesus Christ!
But as I said before, the Celtics, one of the most historical franchises in sports history, right? In sports. The Boston Celtics would never be measured, on regular season. So what they're doing right now in the regular season, I don't give a damn.
So I watch.
Their season starts.
Why should I
April
watch
the
that,
20th.
Bert? Stupid freaking game. The hell?
That season starts April the 20th.
You know that. That's how you feel.
So I'm watching 82 games just to listen to
You're
why
not
they won't
watching
win.
82 games.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, I watched our backup squad beat the Pistons by 25 points last night.
Did you guys win a game by 50?
Yeah, won 3 games by 50. Only team ever to do it in a season.
You actually watched that game?
Well,
nah, not worth it.
He's not watching.
I feel sorry for your loss.
Yeah. What is it? Just love life?
I'm just saying. Actually, watch that game. Look, the Celtics were gonna beat the Pistons regardless. That was a game that you could have just not even entertained it. But look, the Celtics season start April 20th.
All right. Pistons suck, huh? They suck.
Worst franchise in all of sports.
Park, are they the worst NBA team you've ever seen in your life, or has there been worse?
Yeah, hold on, because the Flint Tropics, when they got into the ABA, I think they even had a little glitz and glamour and a little bit of a run there.
And aren't the Wizards the worst?
Wizards are actually technically the worst team, but people are talking about that Pistons ownership being the worst in all sports.
You know what? Let me say this. I don't understand why the Pistons can't get it together. Right? They have good talent over there. Like, I don't know if Monty Williams don't have the voice, doesn't have the ears of that locker room. But when you look at Cade Cunningham, former #1 pick, he could ball out. When you look at Jaden Ivey from Purdue, the young man's future is bright. Jalen Dorn, he is a monster, a walking double-double. I think, it's going to take time for this team. I think Coach Monty Williams, from what he came from, coaching the Phoenix Suns, a team that he coached that went to the NBA Finals, that was led by CP3. All of a sudden, you're back at the rebuilding stage. I think he's going to have to, adjust his coaching style a little bit. But I would say this: give the Pistons one more year.
Nope.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Another year. That's
listen, next year. Listen.
Well, what's that? Another 7 wins?
Look, next year, I feel like we're going to see them start to trend upward. Like the Orlando Magic took a huge leap this year.
Yep.
I feel like the Detroit Pistons will do that next year. They have the talent. They just got to put it together.
They're just young, is what you're saying.
the talent.
Young.
Well, Ty just pointed something out that I don't know why you refuse to talk about there, Perk. What was it, Ty?
Yeah, they traded Luka Garza, so they are cursed. They had the talent. They had the one true talent. He should be playing 40 minutes a night in Detroit, but for whatever reason, they say, you know what, get him out of town. And
hey, Luka Garza? You watch college basketball? Because remember, Luka Garza played for Iowa.
My second time working the draft. It was my second time working the draft, and I asked Luka Garza was drafted, and I had high praise for the young
Boom.
man. National Player of the Year.
Yes.
Walking double-double. He's slimmed up. I don't know if he's on Ozempic or not, but he looks in phenomenal shape right now. He can stretch the floor, knock down the three. I just don't understand why the NBA as a whole haven't given him an opportunity.
My God. Thank you, Perk.
Vindication.
Perk, we're going to Iowa on Friday to celebrate, the last March Madness run of Caitlin Clark, and we can't wait to get out there. You pay attention?
Ooh.
You pay attention to the college basketball scene at all?
I do, and I'm gonna be watching more of the women's basketball than I am the men's.
Yep.
Hold on, we have somebody for you. Okay, obviously the women's tournament is going to be awesome. South Carolina, undefeated. Lot to play for.
Yep.
LSU, phenomenal. Can't wait to see what Coach is wearing, too, during this time.
Sure. Yep.
And Angel. Obviously, Iowa is electrifying because they got somebody that can pull up from her own foul line.
Yep.
Okay, and who knows what teams Fairfield is in out of Connecticut. Everybody's talking about it.
Everybody.
They got a big game in Indiana here down in Bloomington on Saturday that a grad of Fairfield is potentially looking for tickets.
Yes.
If anybody can hook him
there
up.
it is. See, that's how you do it.
If anybody at Fairfield,
that's how you do it.
Fairfield's most prestigious graduate,
Not
Boston
true.
Connor, is looking to go to a March Madness game. But let's go to the men's game. Okay, Perk? Have you heard about Keisei Tominaga out of Nebraska?
I've seen clips. The young man could ball.
Yeah, I mean,
the young man could ball.
They're saying Japanese Steph Curry, Japanese Kyrie Irving in Nebraska.
Yeah, and look, he's not backing down from nobody. And you know the thing is that He's giving people that work. Look, let me say this. That right there is just pure skill. You could tell someone that is in the gym night in and night out just by their play. I haven't even been around the young man, and I got to look, it's going to take me time to be able to pronounce his name, but y'all got to stick with me. So right now, he's going to be the young fella, but the young fella definitely got that work.
Keisei Tominaga.
Yeah, Keisei Tominaga.
Nailed it.
Boom.
Domo arigato, Kendrick Perkins, I think a lot of people are saying. I guess somebody sent me some information. His dad's 6'11", former professional basketball player.
Boom.
I think his mom, former professional athlete as well.
And his genes.
From what I learned and read up quickly, and somebody sent me this information, so I haven't been able to check it. So this could be a complete lie, but they did send me a family photo from senior night at Nebraska. Go Big Red fan. They put a little mini basketball hoop basically in every single room growing up.
Smart.
They've like kind of put, there it is. There's the photo.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess his dad, professional basketball player.
Holy hell.
Yeah, so.
Jesus.
I love these stories, man. I love these stories. And then when we're watching this young man hoop, now it all makes sense. He was raised in the game.
Friday, 6:20, Nebraska takes on A&M. And before we go to Iowa, and before Keisei makes his March Madness debut in our eyes, on Thursday, right here in the Thunderdome, will be Big Perk.
What?
Not only this Thursday, for the foreseeable future, every Thursday, Big Perk in the Thunderdome. We appreciate you, Perk. Perk. We can't wait, Perk. We can't wait for you to be in here.
Hey, listen, I'm so fucking happy to be part of the Pat McAfee Show, be part of the family. Look, I only got one request. Damn it, I need to be standing across from you. No. Give me a tank top and a microphone.
Okay. Well, you're 6 foot what?
I'm 6'10".
Okay, we're going to dig a hole in here for you. I'm not looking up at your ass the entire time. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We'll see you on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate you.
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, Perk.
Yeah, we're a big fan of Perk.
Yeah, that's going to be so fun.
Yeah, and I think because he does have that Southern, this is like most Southern people that are speaking very high IQ stuff, automatically not taken serious by some people.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's us. We have a Yinzer accent.
Bingo.
We are very much getting through how the words are being delivered. We want to hear what the messaging is. I don't think people give Perk enough credit for how well-read, well-researched, his opinions, his takes, everything.
I agree.
And he's incredibly entertaining.
Yes.
So tall.
So
very
huge.
tall.
Big guy.
He's the tallest guy coming into Thunderdome ever.
Yeah. Adam Silver was
I
close.
thought Silver was like 7'2".
No, he was, I think, 6'9".
I think because of how slim he was, he looked taller. It's one of those optical illusions.
That makes more sense.
And Tyrese Halliburton, what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, he's up there.
Red Panda on her bike was pretty tall.
True.
Well, it's not a bike, you asshole.
Well, unicycle.
You son of a bitch.
Can't have it.
It is an extension of her, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. You do add that to her height.
See this, Foxy?
Yeah, I see that.
There's 2 wheels on it. Okay? You think it would be as impressive? Red Panda's rolling around on 2 wheels? No, it's 1 wheel.
Single.
With a 30-foot pole on top of it. And then a seat that's incredibly uncomfortable, we would assume.
Yeah.
And then she's balancing it. 1 wheel is a big part of the story here, Foxy, as you go 2 wheel.
Clown.
Why don't you just, clown.
Hey, while we're at it, back in December, I actually told Ty about the Nebraska basketball player because he torched Michigan State. So I saw him, but it was football season.
Wow.
This isn't important.
Oh, what a hero.
Wow.
Thanks, Foxy.
Well, no, it's on me. I should have told you guys about him earlier.
No, I thought you were burying Ty.
No.
Well, Ty say you're a big
He's
boy.
not out of the
That's what
season.
Ty say you're a big boy. You got a microphone.
I mean, I've seen him play too, but I don't even think he was starting the whole year. I think like recently down the stretch here, like they've actually started to get him full burn, and he's just been lights out.
Yeah.
Keisei Tominaga. That's our player.
Yeah, I'm
That's
worried.
what we were pulling for.
We might have moved the lines on him. I would honestly check what his odds are to score 20 points because there's no way it's plus.
It was
310.
plus 310.
Yes.
And that Josh
Reynolds
tweet had a lot of eyes on it. That's the reason why I got into my For You. And literally, as I'm watching that clip of the guy, I am getting more frustrated that I didn't know this human existed. This is must-see TV.
Awesome.
How is this guy on Big Ten Network? We need his ass on NBC. We need his ass on Fox. We need him on national television throughout the season. This guy on a Wednesday night, I don't even know if they play on Wednesday. This guy on Wednesday night hitting like 6 step backs on national television, that would draw up some interest. Yeah. Where the hell has Will Compton been?
It's really
his fault.
It's Will Compton's fault, and it's also everyone in the Nebraska program because one sight of his dad. Oh, his dad's 8'9" and played professional basketball. Yeah, I'm guessing this guy's going to be pretty good.
6'11" is his dad.
Okay.
But
on his knees, sure.
We saw the photo. Yeah, we saw a photo. There's also photos coming out. Steph Curry recognized. Steph Curry knows. So I don't know who the other fella in this photo is, but Keisei Tominaga's in there and Steph Curry's in there. A basketball is in there and a gym's in there. So you're basically, it's the protege of Steph Curry.
Yeah, greatest shooter of all time, and then Steph Curry in one photo.
And he's a senior. It's our last time getting Caitlin Clark, last time watching March Madness. Keisei Tominaga, our first time knowing he exists, last time getting to watch March Madness.
That's right.
Let's enjoy it all.
Hell yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow, okay, on ESPN. We think this L-Rap that is done on YouTube or any of the other platforms that we're on, which makes a lot of sense, we'll still be here tomorrow. We're lucky to be a part of it because March is mad, but March also makes us glad because it gives us something to talk about that we all love, and that's people chasing their dreams. We'll see you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. What a sign-off.
Yeah,
well done. Well
You know
done.
what I mean?
So yeah.
That was a good sign-off.
Right on the money.
Words are really coming together.
Got some rhymes in there.
These are all from March.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago.
Yeah, Will Compton just found out about Tominaga. I can't take it. Now, some people in Nebraska are saying a Will Compton tweet is what prompted them to lose in the Big Ten Championship.
Well.
Because he kind of jinxed them as they were rolling. And then he reached out to try to get some tickets to the game. And Coach Rule responded and said, hey, I'm trying to find you some tickets, but absolutely no tweeting during the game. So I don't think it's just like the internet blaming Will for his Twitter account. Maybe
a couple days for Will.
I think it's also Nebraska.
Sure.
Is kind of, let's call him.
Is that why the AD left and went to Texas A&M?
Well, I don't know if Will has anything to do with that.
It could be.
I don't know if Will has anything to do with
that. That would be wild, though, if he was like our alumni at Nebraska. Just keep tweeting and we keep losing.
But I would say, we're calling Will right now. We'll see if he answers. He had a fuck you button. They might be recording right now.
Oh, man.
But I'm dependent upon him.
Yeah, he's
for my Nebraska.
He's the Nebraska guy.
Yes.
What's the deal?
Should we cold call Matt Rule?
Yeah, call Matt Rule. Yeah, we should. Tell him we are live.
Yeah.
I am pissed. I was pissed on that plane.
Yes.
I was in the middle of Amish. I thought I was living in this can't be real. This has to be a movie. How has this slipped through my algorithm for this entire time? They're pulling up highlights against Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing against Indiana.
Yeah.
This state.
You know what this speaks to?
What's that?
Just the whole state of college basketball in general.
I agree.
Yes, but
what? Why, Ty? You're trying to blame somebody else other than yourself.
No, I
if
just
anyone cared about
in
it.
years past, I will, because like you said, it's like a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night or a third, whatever, when there's not football. I would watch every single Iowa men's basketball game. And this year, they sucked early, so I was just kind of like, fuck it, I don't care. The women are really good. I'm going to watch them. I'm not going to waste. It was just kind of a down year for the Big Ten, I feel like. Everyone was saying Zach Edey, he's the best.
Yep.
And then so it was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to dick around with this.
Well, and we talked about how women's college basketball has their guy, their gal with Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
And how men's basketball in college
greatest of all time.
Yeah, and men's college basketball needed their guy, needed their gal. And little did we know we had him, Tominaga.
I'm about to berate you real quick. You ready?
Give it to me.
How the fuck am I just now learning about Keisei Tominaga? Have you not supposed to have been the one that introduces this human to me? I just learned about him yesterday. I get my Nebraska news from where? Will Compton's social media. How have I not learned about this Keisei Tominaga, who might be the most electrifying player to ever play in college basketball?
Brother, that is my fault. Look, I've been taking a lot of verbal abuse recently, but I will say I didn't learn about Tominaga. Like, I didn't see it in action until the other night when he just started raining sake bombs on Indiana.
Wow.
I'm bummed that they didn't pull it off against Illinois, but I am sorry that I have not been on top of this Tominaga scene the whole time. But it is about to be a show come Friday.
All right. We appreciate you, Will. Don't be tweeting and jinxing any teams, okay?
I won't. I love you, Pat. I love you, boys.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Will. Love you.
I mean,
you can.
Well,
you can't.
We don't know. That's the Nebraska reporter.
Yeah, you're right.
We do not know.
But again,
that's.
I mean, he
can't just say everything you know from the country in which that person's from.
When he's Japanese too, and like moms in Japan, especially right now with Oppenheimer, it's not a great connection.
Listen, they don't. I've been to Japan. It is an incredible culture.
Mm-hmm.
It is so different than the United States of America.
Clean,
quiet, like very orderly. You're talking about getting to the train. They have music that basically plays, and it's almost an active countdown. And if you're not in, that thing is.
Oh, yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
You're getting in there. And then you get in there, you sit down, you shut the fuck up, and then we're getting to wherever we go.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It is.
You need to watch Shogun then, because it was in one of Will's tweets. It's fire right now.
Well, drunk American there. Just, hey, where are we headed? You know, I got a couple of these.
Shut the fuck up.
In public.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. Please don't.
I mean, then you see.
Don't fucking shush me.
Please don't do that. Okay. I'll go back to the back of the train and I will try to find a much more lively bunch. There wasn't. It's like very composed, calm, orderly. And there are some, I believe, over there that have not forgotten what the Americans did back in the day. But I appreciate the fact that seemingly with sports.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, unification.
Seemingly with sports, things are coming back, which is good news. Shout out to Japan. Beautiful country.
Yeah, that train system sounds just like New York City's.
In
the National Guard's there?
Yep.
Well, Japanese people are pooping on that train. I can assure you that.
No, and there ain't nobody doing fake wrestling matches. Or
no homeless.
Stabbing anybody or anything.
Don't they have the lowest homeless rate in the entire world?
Shibuya?
Shibuya?
Shibuya. I think it's a place. Look up Shibuya. I think it's like the most active intersection in the world.
Oh, yes. I've seen those time lapses.
I think it's Shibuya. It's outside the train station. There's like a 5-way.
Just constant.
Yes.
Constant.
Nuts.
And I think it's in Fast and Furious. I think they have a scene.
Tokyo Drift,
And everything like that. I think it's called Shibuya. I think is what they're. We were there, just thousands of people moving without jaywalking and just completely.
Uniform.
Yeah.
They look like.
Locked in.
We're all on the same page here. Yeah. If we don't do this, it's going to be a shit show. Yeah, that's Shibuya, right? That's all day, all night. That amount of people moving from one side to the other. Train station's down here to the right, I think. I think down there to the right on this photo is the train station. I've been there with Chuck Pagano, he and I. Pops Adams, Tequel Jackson, Anthony Costanzo, Shark Tattoo, Matt Conti. It was Colts PR guy.
Conti was there? He got a shark tattoo?
While there?
No, he got it in college. We learned about it while we were putting
Shark tattoo Conti?
What kind of shark? Like a realistic shark? Cartoon shark?
No, it's fucking.
Like hip to chest or?
It's got the neck on mentality.
Is it on his crotch?
Huh? No. I forget. I think it's on his back shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. But Tony had a good idea. Conti should get another one with the open shark mouth right
That's what I was
above his
thinking.
dong.
Yep.
Could you imagine that right there? Conti, the Colts would win the Super Bowl.
Dun, 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 dun.
Was that supposed to be
Yeah, that was
Jaws
not.
thing?
That was not Jaws.
Was that supposed to be Jaws thing?
He's been on fire today.
This show's the worst. Let's get to a break. Hour 3 is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Jordan Poyer, fresh out of the jungle.
Loved.
Questions.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Story time.
Legit.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about this.
Me too. Hold on.
That should have went in, that one.
Yeah.
Look good.
I've been throwing at a 50% clip.
It's pretty. Which is
That's a Hall of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame. Yeah.
I've been shooting like Keisei
Tominaga.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait.
Front rim's the worst.
I said, do you remember?
There it is.
For the people!
Yeah.
There it is.
That was Tominaga right there.
Yeah.
it was.
No rim.
Brought rain.
Let's get to a break. Hour 3 is on the other side with a good conversation.
Oh, yeah. Great conversation.
And then we're going to break down all the news that we haven't covered by doing the news with Tone Diggs.
Hell
yes.
Then we're going to get the hell out of here. And tomorrow's show is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Gigantic. And we got games tonight.
Playing games tonight.
Yep.
You're betting the underdogs?
I already did. Took them both.
You've put $100 on every underdog.
So far, yes. And on the Thursday games are already set. Already took 14 of the 16. Still need these playing games, and then we'll have 16 total.
So tonight, you like Wagner, and you love Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I don't like or love any of them, but if it's an underdog, I'll ride with them.
Nor do you hate any of them.
I don't hate any of them, yeah. I like all my bets. I know that.
That Colorado State team could play.
Yeah, Gump's on the opposite of what I'm on, so that's why I don't want to say I like or love him, because he actually likes or loves the other side.
And he's watched every single team.
Yeah.
He's got a full breakdown of the 8 deep on Colorado State.
Why didn't Gump tell us about Tominaga?
That's a good question.
You've been letting us kind of blame everybody but you.
I don't watch Nebraska play basketball. I hate to break it to you.
Too big of a school.
The books watch Nebraska.
Gump's more excited for the NIT than this March Madness.
Yeah,
Legitimate.
You pull up the NIT bracket. It is a good bracket. You got Providence, Boston College tonight.
Ooh.
That sounds like a tournament game to me.
Who do we like?
Love Providence. Friars are playing good ball. Their coach is pissed off they didn't make it.
The Eagles.
Their
BC
coach
stinks.
is pissed.
Yeah,
dude.
Providence, they got him running. Jim.
BC was playing good ball before the tournament.
Is Tominaga Sama in the NIT or is he in March Madness? 'Cause
March
we
Madness.
We don't give a shit then. We want to watch Tominaga Sama.
That's not his name is Tominaga, okay?
But
you sound like a dumb American.
Oh, you uncultured swine.
Domo Regato for recognizing that, okay? Thank you very
Sama
much.
is a recognition of his rank.
Very high. He's
Ohio. Okay, that's good morning, I believe, in Japanese.
Nick's watching Shogun, so he does know the ranking of all the officers right now.
Yeah, but if you are not an
He's in the military? What is that what you're saying?
Probably some sort of samurai.
It's a sign of
See,
respect.
you can't say that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I would assume.
He is not in the military.
He's a warrior.
For
On the court.
Nebraska. Yeah.
Bingo. Warrior blood.
I will say Shogun is an awesome show, by the way.
We're all learning?
I'm learning.
We are actually.
Japan's beautiful, man.
I want to go
over there.
Yeah, want to.
We should try to set up a USO thing to go over there.
Please.
Because we got a lot of. There's a couple little parts of town we wanted to that.
Sure.
Are highly recommended that we don't go to. It's like, shouldn't have said that. Hey, if you go 35 minutes that way, 15 minutes to the right, and then like another 5 minutes south, there's a part of town there that you should not go to.
Oh, it's like Beale Street.
That was pretty descript.
See it
Yeah,
there.
do not go, and then.
What is it again?
And then don't. They do not love Americans down there. Okay, so what would that area be called if I had to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they call it insert name of something here, but
America sucks.
we should not be going there. It's like, okay, cool. So, you have a beer on base. Maybe take a little shot of something.
What?
A little snake in a moonshine bottle.
What?
Take a shot of that.
What?
No, say, what was the name of that place?
Let's go.
I mean, are we ever going to be near here again? No. We gotta go.
See how much they hate us.
We're the most American-looking people in town. We gotta go. Anthony Costanzo's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Sticks out like a sore thumb. We gotta go. They were nothing but nice to us, I will say. A couple cold shoulders.
Sure. You can get that anywhere.
They probably just didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful place. Penguins walking through the bar.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Just little penguins. Why I gave a penguin a fish.
Gotta see that.
And then he waddled off.
Yeah.
Right back into his little aquarium.
Shout out.
Hopped off the beach, went into the water, swam in a circle, stood in a corner. Bell rang 45 minutes later. Here he comes, waddling out. I give him another fish. This was not at that particular bar. This was at the Snake in a Moonshine Bottle bar.
Okay.
And it does appear as if I drank the most. I think I won. I appear to be the drunkest in the group. I love Japan.
Gotta go back.
Everybody got swords except for me. I got a golf club.
That's neat, too.
It was not at the
America's
time.
sword.
I was not necessarily pumped. I said, excuse me, you don't think I deserve a sword? And one guy said, no. I said, okay. Yeah, I'll take the golf club.
Yeah, give me the golf club.
Give me the 9-iron, I guess. It was a good time. All right, we're going back to Japan.
Hell yeah.
And this week, our favorite player, Japanese man. who hopefully is around for more than one game.
I sure hope.
Because we just learned he existed.
Need more.
He's going to be an NBA guy. We know his game transition's better to the league than it does college.
Yeah, everyone's.
That's what everybody's saying.
Celtics written all over him.
All right, let's get to a break. Jordan Poyer joins us on the other side as we wrap up this glorious Tuesday. Whoa, Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5!
If you're the NCAA and you're sitting in that stupid office in Indianapolis where we happen to live, it's a great city. It's a great town. And there's a dumb institution that is ruling over college football. Because if you don't want these people dancing... Celebration, bitches!
What's a major? Is that the president's name?
Oh, that's Kurt Signatic.
Do we like the NCAA? Do we like Pat? Do we love the Dukes? I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt. Talk your shit. This guy's hot. This guy's hot.
We'll see you in the next hour. I say today, we take a stand against the NCAA. Let them bowl.
Let them bowl. Amen.
Rest in peace, Dale. Moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt. Moment has passed. Thank you, Dale. This one's for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000. This has been one of the coolest moments of my entire professional life. JMU! Thank you so much for the hospitality. JMU! You understand quickly that there's idiots making decisions in every single place that you would never guess idiots would be making decisions. You don't think bowl season deserves to have this situation cooking behind it? College football's better because JMU's football is crushing. College is better because what their football team is doing. The community is better. And the NCAA, yet again, adds to their long list of decisions. Look at that scene, bro, in the hills of Virginia. You know what? To hell with all of them. James Madison, right here. Right here. And that chef looks damn good. I'd eat that guy's meat any day of the week. If you're able to bury this 33-yard field goal, kicking is easy is what you have said to kickers before. Others have on the internet. Now, 90 racks on the line. We believe. Oh! Kill the kid! Kill the kid! Our worst kid yet! 100 racks of charity. This dog stinks! And that's that the JMU are going to crush App State. They would crush anybody this weekend, especially in this city with how dumb the NCAA is. Let them bowl and let the boys dominate today.
My constitution
Constitution. I have the First Amendment right to free speech. Pat has the Second Amendment right to take his sleeves off and show the bare arms all the time. But I'm saying, if we are so lucky to go undefeated this year, and we end up winning in a bowl game, if we get in, I'm going to use my First Amendment to declare the JMU Dukes national champions. Like UCF. I'm just going to say it, and come and stop me. Time to coach. I'm Jack. It's working. All of it's working.
They'll have one loss because App State is beating JMU Mountaineers, baby. They're gonna dog shit all over this dumb place. App State forever. Yeah, fuck you too. How about that?
Want to fill out your men's tournament challenge bracket like an expert? First off, don't pick massive upsets early. Only 2 16 seeds have ever beaten a 1 seed. If you like upsets, and who doesn't, look to the second round, where an 8 or 9 seed has beaten a 1 seed in 10 of the last 13 tournaments. And while we're talking upsets, you have to love the number 11. At least one 11 seed has reached the Sweet 16 in 10 of the last 13 tournaments. And in fact, 5 times during that stretch, 2 11 seeds got that far. 12 seeds used to be the trendy go-to, but since 2014, only 2 12 seeds have advanced to the Sweet 16. And when picking a champion, prioritize the ones. In 39 of the last 42 tournaments, a 1 seed has made the Final Four, and 12 of the last 16 champions have been 1 seeds. So to recap, if you're gonna pick a surprise to win a couple of games, go with 11s, not 12s. Look out for the 8 and 9 seeds in the second round, and a 1 seed is usually a safe bet to win it all. You got it? Great. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app and fill out your men's brackets now.
Hey, look it! Weedman's so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Weedman, body slammy, Sammy Zayn. Weedman used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sammy Zayn.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Woe Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Sport! Our awesome, the sport that we cover the most is the great sport of football, more specifically the NFL. And it's not just me right now, no. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tongue Diggs is here. And a man who is either entering his 12th year or entering his 13th year, whatever the case, been in the NFL for a long time, was once a 7th rounder out of Oregon State. Now people are saying he's one of the most handsome men that has ever played in the NFL. Nice. He's an all-pro for the rest of his life. He's made a shit ton of money, and now he's a member of the Miami Dolphins. Fresh out of a hut in Costa Rica, ladies and gentlemen, all-pro Poe, Jordan Poyer. Look how handsome he looks. Holy. Wow. You're glowing right now. You look so handsome.
Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you. We're at my home. It's my home now, so I get to do a little different at my home. I'm out here in Florida, so a little new swing to things.
Hey, is this a whole new camera setup? I mean, what a room.
You like it?
Yeah, and also I like the backdrop, all the jerseys that have been
in that one shirt. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working on it for a long time. This is really the first time it's all finally done, so you got to get the first look at it. So I'm glad I'm honored to be on here to give you guys the first look.
Hey, we are honored to be here. Now, to the right, I believe that's Matty's staff. I think that is maybe a Stafford jersey there, 9, maybe a different spot.
No Stafford jersey. I got to the left over here, TJ Ward, Josh Norman, DeMar Hamlin, one of my buddies who plays soccer and overseas, Castillo.
Oh, Castillo.
Yeah. I got Brandon Cooks and Cole Holcomb, obviously Vaughn, Joe Hayden, Josh Allen's name was on my pod.
You skipped something there. Is there a tank top?
That's my reborn tank top.
All right, let's talk about it. What is?
Absolutely.
Is that we wore that while we were down in Costa Rica?
I wore that 3 ceremonies with the medicine, and truly just a magical, transformative week, man. Just me and the whole crew. Yep, that's our crew right there. It was amazing to be part of. It was amazing to take place and share space with all these beautiful people, and everybody came out better, mind, body, and soul. And I'm refreshed and to have a new start with the Miami Dolphins. I'm excited, man.
Okay, did you know the Miami Dolphins happened before you went into Costa Rica?
Not before I went into Costa Rica. It was really in the middle of while I was out there. I was actually on my way to golf with my mom and my brother, and I got a call from the GM, and I already knew what it was. I answered it. My mom and my brother took it a little worse than I did. I was, I'm in a great place right now with a lot of clarity. So my whole life I had really thought, what would be that day like when, a team's finally going to tell you you're not good enough. Essentially that's what it is. And so, I took it, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I had expectation it could happen. Obviously I wanted to, finish my career in Buffalo at the time, but times move on, things change, things happen. You got to evolve, you got to learn, got to keep growing. And I'm super thankful again to be blessed, playing in Miami in my home. But yeah, it happened right before my retreat. Actually, I was out there with my family, spending time in Tamarindo, spending time, just getting disconnected before I go out here on this retreat, and happened right before it. But again, it was all just divine timing, man. The way it all happened, the way everything played out, from then until even going into my first ceremonies. Getting the talks with Miami, and then finally it happening, and it was truly just it was. I mean, you can't put it into words how the entire week played out, but it was special, man.
Yeah, so starting a new chapter coming out of a ceremony with ayahuasca feels like the perfect kind of tag team partner if it's something that you're okay. All right, so I'm accurate. So I have obviously never participated, but we've learned about it pretty mightily through Aaron, and I think that is even potentially where you heard about it. I know that these retreats in Costa Rica and other places with ayahuasca have been used for military folks who are suffering through PTSD. I think there's some addiction things that have taken place with ayahuasca that has maybe reset some minds. People that are going through some stuff have an opportunity to reset. Is that almost what it is whenever you go down there?
That's a great word to use, essentially. And I mean, they like to say ayahuasca is not for everybody, but everybody is for ayahuasca. So, it's a choice, essentially. You have to want to go and be better. Obviously, we all want to be better, but essentially it's really diving into the depths of yourselves and understanding yourself and understanding, there's the strength and power that you have, and a lot of stuff, a lot of the traumas, a lot of the PTSD we hold on to and we store them in places in our body that we don't ever really let go. And this retreat, ayahuasca in particular, the Temescal, is all ways for you to be able to find out how to let go of that and how to evolve as a human and as a collective, right? We're all one, we're all together. And so, going through all this really helps you tap into that knowledge and tap into, the idea that there's more to myself. There's more that I can give to the world. And really all the answers, it's been in front of us the whole time, just continue to share love and continue to give gratitude in every situation, right? The world is not always going to be sunshine and roses. Stuff's going to happen. But when you are able to look things with a perspective with love and with gratitude and understand that it's a way for you to learn, a way for you to evolve in every scenario, It's truly beautiful to be able to come out and see my mom. That was my mom in a lot of those videos that you saw me hugging her. That was my brother. That was I brought them along with me on this trip. So they can have it, my mom has held on to a lot. Yep, that's my mom right there. Has held on to a lot of stuff in her life. As far as raising myself and my brothers, some two badass kids. But you see the strength and power of her overcoming a lot of that stuff throughout the week, and really she was the mom of the group. Everybody by the end of the week called her mom. Just seeing how powerful she was, how strong she is to raise two men like myself and my brother, and it really, it was really liberating to see her let go of a lot of that and become herself again and be okay with being herself. I haven't seen her smile like that in 32 years of my life, and so just to be able to see that and feel that, it was truly powerful.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome, man. Hey, way to go, Mom.
Yeah.
Way to go, team.
Way to go, Mom.
And you said, it's not for everybody, and I agree with that. After watching the video, I think, it's going to take me a good bit to get to a spot where I'm going to go do it, but I am in a good spot mentally. I personally am in a good spot mentally. But what I've learned is, everybody that's gone and done this has seemingly appreciated it. Everybody that I've talked to different groups of people that have gone and done it from different places, and I just talked about the different groups, military, addiction recovery stuff, and then obviously Aaron introduced it to us, and then now Vaughn's going, Jordan's going. It's every group that I've chatted with that has gone there, or every genre has all been yep, needed it. Changed my perspective, did this entire thing. Not everybody needs it, but if you get to a point where you think you might,
absolutely.
I've heard it's a great thing. What does it do? So what are we doing? Because I was watching, that's the first time I've ever seen a video of it. Are you making a documentary? And also, are they smoking you out of that teepee? What the hell's going on in there? What is the ayahuasca? Is it that smoke that's going in there?
I'll clear that up. So that's not actually an ayahuasca ceremony. We're not under the influence of ayahuasca during that time. That's a Temescal ceremony. So that's totally different than anything ayahuasca wise, where that's really tapping you into just the depths of yourself in a very uncomfortable situation, and really learning how to maneuver in a very uncomfortable situation, right? So you are in there essentially,
right there,
getting smoked. Yeah, you can call it getting smoked out. So the idea is, there's 4 doors in here: the north, the south, the east, and the west. It's really only one door, but you're inside. And each time a door opens, the north door being earth, you're honoring the elements that are surrounding us, that are influencing us. You're honoring the earth, you're honoring the fire, you're honoring the east, which is the air, the west, which is the water. All of those elements are in there, and each time a door opens and closes, more volcanic rock. So you see one of the shamans right there. He brings in every time a door closes and opens, he brings in a new set of rocks. So each time the door closes, it gets hotter. So each time, you're in there for another 10, 15 minutes. You're chanting together. You're in this together. We're neck and neck, right next to each other the whole time. Each time the door you open it again, they bring more rocks in. They close the door. This is the 3rd door. Now they open it last time, bring the hottest set of rocks in. It's the hottest time. You're in there probably the longest, and now it's a good 10 minutes of you really fighting everything, wondering how you're going to get through this, and wondering, just there's a lot going through your mind. But then when you hit a breaking point to where every time I've done it, I've always hit the breaking points where it's wow, look how strong I am. Look how powerful I am, in my mind, body, and spirit, to be able to go through this very uncomfortable, very, just foreign idea of a situation, especially my first time doing it. I was about to walk out halfway through, because I was like, ain't no way it's like this in here. No way. But you stick with the process, you trust in it. And the people that you're around are all beautiful people that I have came to fully trust with everything that we're doing. And, you come out of it with just liberating, free feeling of just, if I can conquer that, what can't I do, in a sense? What is it in this world that I cannot, just overcome any situation that's thrown at me?
Is that before or after ayahuasca there? Is that before that?
So that's actually in the middle of the ceremony. That's the one day that we don't do the medicine. So we do 2 days of medicine, 1 day off, and then the last ceremony. So that's the day off that we had where we go do the Temescal. So it's it's all part of the process again. And, that's just part of their retreat. Not every retreat is going to do a Temescal, but this retreat in Costa Rica called Resonance, they do the Temescal. I've heard retreats like Rhythmia and Soltara. I'm not sure if they've actually done it, the Temescal there, but this is one of the reasons why I wanted to go back to Resonance, because they held a Temescal.
Okay, I think Bob Parsons told a story about a similar, the founder of PXG. He war vet, I think Vietnam?
Yeah.
I think Vietnam war vet. And he had been, I think, self-described. I don't want to take his words out of context, but the way I felt after the conversation was he basically said he was a massive asshole since the day he got back from Vietnam. And then, because he was going through a lot of stuff. And then I think like 5-6 years ago, somebody like signed him up for this almost, and he changed his whole life. He said he felt like it was the first time he came home from Vietnam was after this, and he described how there was 2 days on and then 1 day off. I think he golfed that day, and he said I could see I was making putts, I could see everything was better. And then they did like him telling the story. This is a self-made billionaire. This is a Vietnam War vet. This is a very conservative human being, I think, as well. So the way he was talking about it was insane. And I think it like continues to add to the lore of like, if you need it, it feels like this is a good answer. When you go down there, this is thousands of years old, millions of years old. How is, and
it depends on,
are we getting a different, because we want to know about this. Because we're in the third dimension right now, I think, right? 3D. Hey.
Absolutely.
How you doing? TV is not. It's only 2D. 1D. Yeah, 3D TV is going to be very expensive. Never going to use it. It's a waste of time. Might as well get 8K. But we're in the third dimension right now. Is that accurate?
Absolutely.
And this ayahuasca, allegedly, from my short gathering of information, this thing takes us to different dimensions, right? And then we're looking back on ourselves almost like Ghost of Christmas Past. Is that what happens? Or what is it exactly that takes place, you think, that really is the resetter and the re-perspective setter for people that maybe need it?
All right, let me try to... It's very hard to describe with words, but when you...
I can imagine.
This was my second time sitting with it, so I had a totally different perspective and totally different expectations actually going into it my second time, and my expectations exceeded beyond what I could ever even fathom. Like the first time I went to sit with it, to heal a lot of my trauma, a lot of the stuff that I had to deal with, a lot of my alcoholism, my parents, just my relationships, myself. So like sitting with the medicine that time, it was a lot of time spending, just who am I? What am I doing? Like, why am I the way I am? So those 3 days, those 3 ceremonies was, step by step into understanding that. And so now, I come back into this ceremony. There's a lot of guys I've talked to, Sean Clayton, he's an alchemist. And he had asked me, I asked him, what can I expect going into my second time sitting with this medicine? Like, I feel like, I don't have anything to heal. Like, do I tap in? Like, what am I doing? And, he basically said that, like, Jordan, like, you've already healed. So this isn't like you can now tap into the next phase of ayahuasca or plant medicine in a sense. Like, dude, like you talk about dimensions, like, I mean, it just brings clarity to this life that we're living, like, and really how special this life, this moment that we have right now, and it teaches you polarity, like yin and yang, like, the universe is responding to your energy, the energies that you're putting out in the universe, like your thoughts, your words that you put out, everything, really taught me to have an intention behind every motion that I have, every word that I say, because the universe is listening. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to believe in, God, whatever it is that you want. But it's listening all the time. And we choose to not pay attention to the signs, whether you want to call it that's just a coincidence, or that's just whether you luck, see 11/11 every day, luck, that's just luck. And it's not like we choose to see it like that, but it's not. That's the universe responding to you, letting you know whatever it is in that moment, like it's responding, like it's letting you know, like, hey, you're on the right path, you're going the right way. And it's polarity too. Like, it's not just always going to happen. It's not always going to happen like how you want it to happen. It's going to swing the other way, but it's not when it swings the other way, it's how, if you're aware that you're aware enough that it's swinging the other way, and now you have the attention to be able to move that energy back into emotion. It's just a pendulum. And so, like, when you understand, like, the universe, and it's like a game. It's almost like we're in a Sims game. You could call it like that. Like you dictate how the game is being played. You dictate with the way that you talk, the way that you connect, the way that you love, the way that you share. You dictate the universe responding to you. And so that's how you get caught in the loop, though. That's how I was caught in the loop, in a sense of that you're on this line, and your heart, your intuition is telling you to go right. Your heart, your intuition is telling you to do this. It might be hard, it might be easy, or it might be something that you just don't want to do, but you know that it's telling you to do this. But you decide to do this way right here. You decide to go against that intuition, that heart, whatever that is. Like you're deciding to go against your higher self, in a sense. You're deciding to go against God, in a sense, because that's like us, that's guiding us. Our hearts have been guiding us the whole time, but we have missed the whole concept of that's just luck, or that's just a coincidence. Like we're looking at it the wrong way. So when you shift your perspective and you're able to look at it and everything with a sense of gratitude and every sense of love, and everything that's happening to you is happening to you so that you can learn from it and so that you can grow and evolve from it. I mean, it changes the whole.
It's made you a better person, you think? It's made you a much better human, yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just with my family, bro, just like the little things, like, bro, like, I mean, my daughter will say something, and it's just like, bro, whatever she wants, bro. Like, don't even, like, like, why are you even arguing, bro? Like, why are you telling, like, just whatever she wants, bro? My wife, same thing. It's like, it's not like whatever she wants, but it's the intention behind, like, whatever she wants, the love behind it. Like, she wants to go to the park, like, all right, go to the park, but go to the park with a great attitude. Like, leave your phone at home and, like, go to the park with love. Go to the park, you know what I mean? Because everything, it's fascinating, dude. And then you see the transformation in, my mom and my brother, and, like, just, I can't wait till, you got to have me and my brother on here one time, and he'll talk about it too. Because I know you've heard it from me. I know you've heard it from Aaron, but it's always fascinating when
it's a third person on this show.
Yeah.
Our show is kind of, I don't want to say,
big ceremony show.
Big ayahuasca program.
Big
ayahuasca program.
I love it. I love the awareness. I mean, like, it's not for everybody, so it's not
for everybody.
But, like, at the same time, but at the same time, if you're listening to this and it's resonating with you, that's essentially if something's resonating with you, that's a calling.
That's right.
That's the universe.
Like, that's the universe. That's God. That's
Aaron told me. So Aaron at Tahoe, I was talking to him about it, and I was on 100 milligrams.
I mean, don't lowball it.
Maybe 200 milligrams. Yeah. Okay, I was having a time out there. Eyes not really open. They put me on TV all the time. We all seen it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We all seen it. Okay, and I was like, I'm good though. Like I have a good mind. I believe in, like, karma. I believe in the universe. I believe in whatever it is. Like, should do good. You put good vibes out. Good vibes are coming back, and all that stuff. I said, but when I need something, I am going to go try it out. Like, I am going to go. Like, when I get to a point where it feels like I'm no longer my normal self, like, I'm open to go do it. And he told me, she'll call for you. And I was like, all right.
Absolutely.
I was like,
that sounds like it.
I was like, enough, right? I just told you.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
I just told you. I just told you. I got my eyes closed. And he was like, she'll call for you. You'll know when. And I'm like, okay. Absolutely. So that's like the belief of the entire thing. Because when I used to punt and I get a good bounce, first thing I say, living right, baby, living right, and just kind of like jog away. It sounds like that is kind of a perspective putter that is with you whenever you go through it. Congrats finding something that's made you a better human.
Hell yeah.
Legitimately.
I appreciate you guys. And thank you guys for letting me share on here too, man. That means
well, you haven't played any of those fucking pans things, which I'm sick of. I'm sick of that not happening. I want to let you know, the universe has told me 3 times that you're going to be playing these ham pans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ham pan. Get them real quick. I got it right here, bro. I can go get it. Take me 2 seconds to go get it, bro. But I know you don't have time. But
we'll have ceremony at the end.
Yep.
Ceremony at the end.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. There you go.
The chakras.
Yes.
We just did it.
Bingo.
Let's talk about the chakras playing for the Dolphins. You're still in it. Sorry. We can't hold our breath as long as you. You're in good shape.
Interrupt this time.
I'm smoking so much stuff. The lungs aren't great.
Trying to.
But the stuff I'm smoking, put on earth.
Bye.
Bingo.
So I can battle. I don't want to. Miami Dolphins. let's go, right? We're in a good spot. We feel good playing down at home. Miami, obviously, it's a warmer environment, so the body's going to feel better naturally, especially as a guy's going into his 12th year. Not that you're old, but we all get it, okay? Especially with the way we've seen your shoulders. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I mean, the shoulders, in warm weather, hopefully will continue to be there. Why the Dolphins, and how excited are you? Have you chatted with McDaniel? Have you chatted with the squad? How deep into the relationship with the Dolphins are you right now?
I'm super thrilled, man. Super excited and grateful just for another opportunity to play football again, play a game that I love. I love with a passion, and what better not to play 25 minutes down the street at a team that I grew up being a fan of. My mom has been a fan of since I can remember. And obviously being in this division for the past 7 years and seeing them grow as a football team, and being a fan of Coach McDaniels, who I did speak with yesterday, just unmatched energy, and somebody who I've been able to look up to, in essentially just his path off the field as well. A lot of stuff that he had to deal with to get to where he's at, and to be able to lead a group of men and leading them in the right direction. I have nothing but respect for that, and a lot of the guys on the team who I've connected with over the years. Tyreek, Tua, guys I played golf with. Saunders and shoot, now Jonnu Smith is over there too, who I've been training with for the past 4 or 5 years out here now. So, a lot of guys I know on the team, a lot of guys I can't wait to get to know on the team, and just build those relationships. And, we're in South Florida, man. I see palm trees going to work. It's crazy. Like, I'm over here. I could drive my Lambo going to work now. Pulling up the games in the Lambo. Just wait, man.
When we were in the ninth dimension, did we get a good shot of the Lambo driving down the street? Did we get a good shot of the Lambo?
I got a great shot of the Lambo driving down the street, man, with the windows down.
Yeah.
Pulling up in that. I might pull up in that in the first game right there.
Where?
Shirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right
Ceremony.
there. My ceremony shirt. I might have to pull up in that the first game right there.
So, you guys, was it mud? Was it paint? What was the was it?
That was paint. That was that was from the face painting that we did. So you are in the grass. You're not in the grass. You're in a gazebo, but you can move out to the grass and kind of lay in the grass or whatever.
Grounding.
So doing a lot of that, just connecting to the ground, connecting to the earth, man. But yeah, that was my game day shirt for 3 days, 3 ceremonies in a row. So I didn't want to wash it when I got home. My wife almost washed it, and I was about to be hot. Yeah, that's the shirt right there. That's right before our ceremony. You see how happy everybody is. Everybody smiled, man. We had a great night, man. A lot of transformation in there.
Well, it's amazing. We can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing, your story with us, and being in front of the program. Can't wait to chat with you soon, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. We'll talk to you guys soon.
You're the man. Hey, we gonna golf ever?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down here 365 days now.
Oh, yeah.
Come down here and come up there.
All pro pole, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Poyer.
Yeah, Jordan.
Big shout out to Poyer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news.
Whoa.
It is official. The College Football Playoff Committee and ESPN have officially signed an extension for exclusive media rights for ESPN and Disney properties to be until 2031, 2032, the entire thing.
Whoa.
Congrats to Jimmy Pitaro. Congrats to Burke Magnus. Congrats to Bob Iger, because when it moves to 12 games, when it moves to 14 games, we thought maybe, there's a lot of networks that cover college football. And what Jimmy Pitaro, Bob Iger, and Burke Magnus said is, ESPN is the home of college football because we love college football. We don't care if there's other networks broadcasting other conferences, and they were able to make better deals with other conferences, because we think that only makes college football better, and we love the sport of college football. ESPN willing to invest, I think, billions. Billions of dollars into this. We are obviously incredibly lucky to be a part of ESPN during this time. And I think although college football is transitioning rapidly in front of our eyes, and they're going to have to put guardrails on NIL and figure out the best things for the student human athletes going forward and for the good of the game going forward, know that ESPN is committed to making sure that if the teams make the Final 12 or the Final 14, that it will be done with professionalism, class, and an excitement about a sport that hopefully we can prove no other network has. This is awesome. Yeah. This is amazing. And that is literally official as of like 2 minutes ago. So we are pumped up about this. Congrats to both sides getting the deal done.
Yeah. That is ginormous, not only for ESPN and the college football playoff, because just having, listen, it's the NFL's king. Like, you look at the 100 most shows watched this year, NFL is king. Second is college football and the college football playoff by far. I think it was $28 million, I think, for the Rose Bowl, which was one of the semifinals this year, and $25 for the other one. Like, that's basically like ESPN buying what? 8, 9, 10, however many games, like wild card divisional weekend ratings basically compared to the NFL. Like that is ginormous.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And there was 2 years left on the current deal. So there's an extension for the next 6 or however many, I think, do the math, 4, 6, till 2031.
Exactly.
2032
Yeah,
season.
bottom line. Right.
So there's 2 years left, and then they bought the exclusive on the extension. So this is an extension of a deal as opposed to a brand new deal. But we got a brand new landscape coming up in a matter of a year, and then in a couple years. And ESPN and Disney said we won't be whatever.
Yeah.
We won't be a part of all of it. We'd like to help however this needs to come together because the future of college football needs to be brighter than it's ever been, even though there are some worries from some folks. College football, it's wonderful pageantry and tradition will remain a staple at ESPN. I'm very pumped up about this.
Yes, that's massive, especially like what Tony was saying too. Like you obviously Fox, CBS, NBC, like all of them would have been jockeying to get into this position. Like they all wanted these games too.
Amazon,
Apple. Yeah.
You're talking about companies that are worth trillions.
Yeah.
Trillions trying to get into sports.
Absolutely.
Netflix even.
Yeah, Netflix. I mean, whatever
Google.
else that we don't even know that might have a massive backing. So for like ESPN to keep all these games, like, yeah, this is absolutely massive. It's awesome.
And it's probably going to get better. Like these home games of the first round next year, like that's something we've never seen in the college football playoff. So it's not even as if like, hey, we know what we're getting. Like we're going to get even more electric atmospheres. Like, can you imagine what that Rose Bowl scene would have been like in overtime if it was at Michigan? Like how electric that would have been.
Or at Alabama.
Yeah,
or at Alabama.
Now,
Exactly.
I understand Michigan higher seed. I'm not saying that they weren't, but like, imagine that thing. Imagine LSU hosting a.
Yeah. I mean,
they talk about what it's like down there at night in Baton Rouge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Texas.
West Virginia hosting a college
Iowa.
football playoff game.
2 years ago, it was Bama, Tennessee. Would have been the 7-10 matchup or whatever. Could you imagine? Like the Big Ten is going to have Big Ten battles in the college football playoff.
Let's go. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats to all parties getting the deal done.
Unreal. Good work. Good work.
Good work. Great work.
Yeah, great work.
Very grateful for the work that was done there.
Yes.
That had been in chatter, obviously, behind the scenes. I think there was some conversations that maybe got leaked that were out there, but nothing official until today. So
massive.
Man,
that's a game changer.
Yeah, that's huge.
Seriously. Like that is going to be, I mean, it
think
just
about
popped
game day.
up.
Think about game day at these.
Yeah. Pick of the litter.
Like you said too, it's not 3 games anymore.
No.
Like this is just
I
a
feel like we
boatload
are
of
celebrating
games.
from such a personal standpoint because this has made our lives, just this officially happened.
For sure.
Has made our lives infinitely more happy.
Yeah.
Like infinitely more electric. Us being allowed to be a part of any of this is so dumb. We are very much understanding we should not be in most places that we are.
Acknowledge that.
We acknowledge.
Yeah.
We acknowledge.
We acknowledge.
We do.
Yeah.
Hand up. One's up. We acknowledge we're not supposed to be there. But thank you, Jimmy, and Burke and Bob, for continuing the opportunity for us and many other people that work at ESPN who, like Kirk Herbstreit is obsessed with college football.
Yep.
Like absolutely obsessed
Lives
with
and
college
dies.
football. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coach Lee Corso,
same thing.
Reese Davis, obsessed.
Dead.
Desmond Howard, obsessed. You start going through Marty and McGee.
Yeah.
Oh,
You start
God.
going
Pete.
through Pete Thamel.
Everyone we were with.
I'll
at the
dabble with college basketball. Greg McElroy, Cole Cube, Stanford Steve, like the crew that we get a chance to see work and on ESPN cover college football all year. Joey Galloway, like I mean, there's just so many. Yeah, Fowler's going to have a great take on this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
There's going to be 14 different angles from it.
it's you too, take.
It is going to. Well, he loves you too.
I know. I'm
does.
just
We
saying.
knew he was going to.
He
love
loved
you.
the sound system there too.
Yeah, we
More
knew
so.
Fowler was going to love you too.
I know.
Although
You
we
do.
will disagree
Dennis.
with Fowler on that U2 show. Was he at the same show we were at?
No.
If you were not at the same show we were at, we do not want to hear it.
Bingo.
Because you probably had a different set list. You know why? Because Ty was willing to take a stand for the first time maybe in the history of U2 existing and saying, hey, we're not like diehard fans of yours. We're here for the Sphere. We like your music, like your
hits.
but like we're kind of an indifferent party here. And this sweet, you're charging $60,000 for people. We didn't know a single song.
Not one.
We thought it was a waste of the Sphere.
Yeah.
Then I guess a couple nights later, they tore the house.
Yeah, played the greatest hits album.
Yeah, and Chris Fowler says, for you dumbasses that didn't think U2 brought the heat the other day.
Just directly.
He was talking directly to you and directly to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And directly to our show. And that's why we love Fowler.
Yes.
And he's going to continue to get to call these games. All the production and crew behind the scenes of these college football, some of them have been working on college ball for 30, 35 years. Like, hey, they have nothing but love and passion. The sport runs through their veins. Like, this is actually how they feel about it. So there's a lot of people with a lot of pride for college football that are going to be in charge of the coverage of college football going into the next chapter of college football. And from our point of view, with getting dropped into the middle of it, which we should not have been, very much understand that. Getting to learn the love for this sport from the people that have been in it for so long is a part of why you love college football.
For sure.
The passion is a reason for why you love college football, and it will remain a sport that is celebrated for that with ESPN. I know that's the case. And that's it for the day, I think. That's huge news.
That is massive news. Like, that's the biggest news tomorrow.
That changed our life
sure.
right there.
Yeah. And like Tony said, like 3 games is now 13. Like, that is a game changer once it goes to 14 teams.
Yeah, and then people are going to bitch about not getting in.
That's okay.
Yeah,
There's going to be a full-on. That's the purpose. That's college ball.
That's right.
That's college football. That's how it's going to go.
Let's wait, too, because, people might bitch if in this situation, if Florida State goes out and beats Liberty 68-0, then maybe we do have a different opportunity. But yes, on the other side, if Liberty goes out and beats a Florida State 5 seed, that's just lightning, though. That's what.
Not that they would.
Not that they would.
We saw 6 Florida State guys run sub 4.2 or whatever. That's combine that did not play in their bowl game where they lost by 60 to Georgia.
Correct.
So
everyone played for Georgia,
even though it was the same bowl game,
including Ladd McConkey,
who just ran a 4.3.
Yep.
So a little bit different, but Florida State guys, I understand, think about the future.
Just bringing all the info to the table.
Everybody at Alabama, even number 1 overall pick year before,
Yep.
played in the bowl game.
And then number 3 pick
Played in the bowl game. But
again, just
neither here nor there.
Bringing information to the table.
That's all we're doing.
That's it.
Love that Florida State team.
Yeah, they're going to bounce back big time.
But it would in that first year. If there's a massive upset, then for the rest of the time, it's that 14th spot is anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And it's good for the playoff, but it is also now generated the 15th team being actually shoot pissed.
Right.
Not getting in for the rest of the time. Now let's go to the NFL. Some breaking news. Jerry Jeudy, Cleveland Brown.
Wow.
The Browns and wide receiver Jerry Jeudy have agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth up to $58 million, including $41 million fully guaranteed at signing, per Ian Rappaport and The Arrow, which is always going up and to the right, Tom Pelissero. The deal was negotiated by Equity Sports CEO Chris Cabot. Who gave them the information that the deal was done?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
The deal was negotiated by... It didn't say I got the info from.
No.
Per himself and Tom?
Yeah, but at that last sentence there, it says the deal was negotiated by at Equity Sports CEO at Chris Cabot. It doesn't say information directly from at Equity Sports CEO at Chris Cabot, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Should we read it that way?
Maybe.
Feels like it, right?
Probably.
If we're getting ats and tags and things,
Yeah, maybe.
there's a chance, right?
Yeah.
Chris Cabot was like, why don't you tell him?
I don't remember who Oh, yeah, I do. I negotiated that deal.
Me.
$41 million fully guaranteed. Jerry Jeudy. You remember Jerry Jeudy, Steve Smith Sr. last year? That's what you remember Jerry Jeudy.
Called him a Jag.
You remember that?
Jag's making $41 million guaranteed.
And then he almost fought Steve Smith Sr. Was a lot of us said like, whoa, this guy's got some real moxie.
Yeah. 10 minutes after.
Darius Butler goes, South Florida boy. I mean, this is how this goes. South Florida guy. Now Chris Cabot saying, listen here, Andrew Berry. I know you got to pay that quarterback of yours $60-some million a year guaranteed for the next 3 years.
Maybe.
What do you say, Tom?
Just kind of interesting that they picked up, both Jameis and Snoop Huntley this offseason.
What? He got hurt last year. They got to make sure they have backups.
Is he going to be able to play?
It doesn't matter. We're still talking about the money that they're going to owe.
I mean, if the Broncos are good this year, the Browns might look over and say, you know what, $85 million dead cap, we could make that work by chance.
I think it'd be like 100.
Yeah, true.
$185 million dead cap.
I would like to see what his dead cap is.
How about Mulligata getting that deal done?
Genius.
$230 million. We thought it was $250. $230 million. Still good, fully guaranteed.
Full.
Quarterback hadn't played in a year and a half.
Nope.
I don't know how that happens.
And with a lot of other stuff going on, no problem.
That reminds us, Mulugeta, need you to start doing deals for the United States of America with other countries.
Please. Now.
You should run for president.
Stat. President, I don't know. Negotiators.
Just let him make all the decisions, though.
No, we just need him to negotiate. We just need him looking the other person in the eye and saying, what are you going to do about it? That's what I thought.
Know who I am?
Mulugeta.
Bitch.
I'm going to go right down the street here. Get $231 million if you don't. Deal done.
He did.
What a negotiator. He's
best in the biz.
You're at the opposite end of the table with him. I think you are going to lose.
Getting a raw deal.
I think that's what's happening. And then he's walking out looking so cool with a fresh pair of shoes that nobody else has. And then he's posting a photo on his social. Another $100 million for a guy.
Easy.
Sorry about it. It's a Tuesday. And then he's wearing he had a big dumbass hat on. Did you see him?
Oh, yeah.
Might have been on a golf course while he was doing it. FaceTiming. Now watch me hit this drive. That's what we're talking about, Mulugeta. And Chris Cabot.
Hell yeah.
Of Equity Sports.
Rising the ranks.
What a good negotiation by him.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. God and family first. Okay?
Well, if you're one of his agent, I mean, if he's your agent, what about me? You know, Jared Judy's got to say.
Well, if you're one of his clients, you are family.
Bingo.
So you're right there with God.
Of course.
Because that's how Chris Cabot runs Equity Sports.
And he's an attorney.
Goddamn right.
At law.
I wonder if he charges hourly or a percentage. We'll find out at a later date. Congrats, Chris.
Way to go, Chris.
Congrats to whoever negotiated
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Good
CFP
work.
deal.
Bobby Mulugeta.
There is other NFL wide receiver news.
Mike.
Williams?
No. Over the last 24 hours.
I don't want it. This feels. Are we doing the news right now? Is this something that needs to be heard, or
I don't know if it's news. It's almost news.
I think I know where he's going with this.
doing the almost news? All right, on a Tuesday.
Okay. There's been some rumblings starting to reach a fever pitch about a certain wide receiver going to a certain team.
Tony.
And then that certain wide receiver just tweeted the head coach of that football team and said, let's make this happen. Brandon Ayuk wants to be a Steeler.
What happened?
I don't know.
There's been some rumblings over the last 24 hours that the Steelers are potentially interested in trading for Brandon Ayuk. Okay, I don't know if he heard those or whatever, but he just tweeted basically saying that him and Mike Tomlin look exactly like twins. Let's make this happen.
Is it definitely him?
Yeah,
RG3?
because RG3 got Caleb Williams to last night.
We sure?
First time that he is, Ari Mirov has checked it and confirmed it.
Okay, Ari, I do trust Ari.
Okay.
I mean, Ari a couple years ago, maybe not, but Ari at this
First
stage.
time that he's tweeted
Bruce
in a
is
year.
confirming as well.
Okay. Yeah, that locks it in.
Written in stone.
That's
now.
ironclad.
Yeah. All right, Bruce said it. 220,000 views. A lot of people think it. Coach Tomlin, they saying we twins. What you think? He didn't say anything about get me over to Pittsburgh.
Sure.
He's just saying, hey, they're saying we look alike.
Listen, you guys got Mickey Mouse clowns reporting that Snead's coming to your team, and I can't say that the what.
Yeah, this hit the internet yesterday. A little face swap.
They do.
Yeah. During the season, it was also
That's the
pointed
same
out.
guy.
Ayuk's a beast.
He is a beast.
Remember, he was not happy after the
No,
Super Bowl.
bring him home.
I mean,
How much money they have to? That would be
I don't-
$35 million a year.
Who cares?
You
40
might take a
million?
family discount.
That's fine.
I don't know if he's taking a friends and family discount.
Give him our
He's
local.
tagged.
Friend, that's a family member.
What's his current situation?
I thought they picked up his fifth-year option.
Okay, so he's not tagged.
I didn't think so.
No, I think it's just the fifth year.
Yeah.
But there was some uncertainty when he was upset after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he wants to get back.
And then everybody said he's the number one wide receiver.
Yes.
That's what he is. And watching, yeah.
He is.
He certainly is. So he's probably wondering if the Niners are going to be able to pay him because at some point they're going to have to pay Purdy too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And what wide receivers are going for is big number.
Huge.
So is that potentially a part of it all too? Because he knows that if he wants to get a big time paycheck, it's going to have to be somewhere else. Because guys are getting what? What's Justin Jefferson going to get, they say? And when's that happen?
35.
Is that happening this offseason?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because he's
When?
he's a free agent after next, right?
Yeah, they also picked up his fifth-year option. It probably happened. I mean, when was Burrow? Was that like May?
Training camp?
Yeah, was it
Wasn't
June?
Burrow
Yeah, July.
summer, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I know it was after the draft. I assume everything's happening after the draft contract-wise with these massive ones.
All right, so at what point does Ayuk watch Justin? I think everybody's in the wide receiver market would like to wait for Justin Jefferson to go, right?
Yes, but I mean, Jamar. We know Jamar's waiting.
We're going to go ahead and wait on Justin Jefferson and see what he's
a year behind, right?
Yeah, he's a year behind.
T. Higgins is posting Akon.
Yeah, he wants out.
And Ayuk's wondering if Tomlin sees it. He's just saying, hey, you see it.
What do you think?
You think we're twins?
That's all he's asking.
No, he wants to get closer to confirm it. Niners going to have the first. They can have our first for sure. We'll pay him 30. I don't care.
Is it available?
What's that?
You got cheap quarterback room, I guess.
It's a very cheap quarterback room.
So you can spend money on people.
Oh, yeah.
Now, George Pickens immediately pissed.
I don't care.
Okay. All right.
Fair.
You going to pay George when George is up?
Well, I mean, he's going to perform for a couple more years, and then, yeah.
Plays like Ayuk.
Are you guys all right? George is going to be completely happy with that, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Team's getting better. Mm-hmm. George is happy.
George is like 22, 23. He doesn't get to make the decisions right now.
Whoa. Watch your mouth.
Whoa, Tony. You saw the way he looked at that TV.
That was the greatest photo of all time.
Of all time.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy in that photo, more athletic than any human you've ever met in your life.
Dog.
How about some of his catches last year?
Oh, he's absurd. Yeah.
How about
And then
some-
after the year, after the week, he was, this guy's not trying. This guy doesn't work hard. He's not a stealer. He goes for what, like 400 yards?
Like first play, touchdown. Yeah.
What a beast.
Let's do it every game.
Now we got Ayuk potentially on the other
Yeah.
side.
Mhm.
You lose Deontay. So you need another wide
We're not
receiver.
used to this, okay?
What are Pickens and Russ's conversations like, you think?
They're going to be awesome.
Yeah. We need cameras. There needs to just be a series behind them two.
Well, and Russ and Justin, I know because they've been, hey, let's go get it. You know, that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to hear what those Hard Knocks needs to be in Pittsburgh.
I think so.
And nobody in Pittsburgh wants Hard. Yep, look at that. Tony
No.
said-
I would love it. I think Steelers fans would love it, but they unfortunately
made
they
the playoff.
made the playoffs, so they were not.
Not eligible.
Oh, I forgot we made the playoff.
Bullshit.
Another year of Tomlin being successful. Now you give him future Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson, a quarterback.
My God.
Brandon Ayuk, a wide receiver.
Yeah. Right.
Looks like he's looking in the mirror at a younger version of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Says. Makes him feel good.
Yeah.
He's going to go back to
Bingo.
in front of the camera.
Yep.
You got Pickens on one side, Ayuk on the other, Mr. Unlimited under center.
Yep.
Guy screams black and gold.
Got Naj.
Jalen Warren.
Healthy Muth.
Yeah, it's been a while since Muth was healthy, so.
Muth.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Good
dude.
Massachusetts boy.
This goes in. Remember, Universe.
Yeah, Universe Ball.
You son of a.
Here it is.
I think Universe Ball is a real thing.
Absolutely.
I've never been to Costa Rica. From what I'm hearing, though, is Universe Ball is actual.
Got to listen to it.
We need to start maybe paying attention a little bit more to Universe.
It's good for gambling.
What do you want this to be about, this Universe Ball here? You guys make the playoffs next year?
No, we don't want to make the playoffs, okay? We've done that, been there, done that. That gives, just give me Ayuk, okay? Because that
This is for Brandon Ayuk to be a Pittsburgh Steeler?
That guarantees a Super Bowl.
Hey, Universe, you heard him. A little greedy, a little selfish. A decision not made out of love.
Right.
But.
Yep. We're just guess here.
Oh, short.
You didn't try.
I thought it was him. I thought Ayuk was a Steeler.
Well, there's always next year.
Maybe tomorrow. Is this also Ayuk?
Nope.
That was for the Colts.
Watch your mouth.
Colts the takedown.
Watch your mouth. A lot of people talk. I'm going to call Chris Ballard. Are we in on anybody, dude? I'm worried. I'm not calling him right now.
Who's left?
Well, Stephen Holder said.
Yeah.
You know, they paid their own, basically said, hey, fuck it. We're not going to get anybody else.
That is what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What was that?
That might have been your best shot ever.
That was.
What was that?
What was that for?
You're going to have to ask the Universe that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of face swaps.
Yeah.
With
A lot
Tom
of
and
face.
Ayuk.
I think this one's just a
That was
hair.
to ensure that Tominaga is not going to poop down his leg on Friday.
Hey, listen, I don't like what you did.
No,
Texas
I'm just-
A&M team's very good.
Domsh, enough. You're the NIT expert this year.
Hell yeah. I love it.
We were very worried, and it was brought to my attention during the second break as I was grabbing ice cold water.
Wide.
Is there anything better?
No, there's not.
There's people that like lukewarm ass water.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Send
I'll
them to
drink
the
it.
moon.
I like colds. Excuse me, room temperature water.
Yeah, I've seen you order at the diner. You know, just
exactly.
give me the bland water. I always have to ask for a cup of ice because I guess you're not alone. There's a lot of people that prefer just basic room ass temperature water. I don't get it. Never will. Ice cold water. Oh, hit so great every single time. As I was enjoying a nice frosty water, which I thought I potentially needed because I was getting a bit parched.
Sure.
I'm enjoying life. Great moment I'm having right there. Inside goes, you know that Japanese kid's got no shot on Friday. And I said, what?
Come on.
And he goes, we're way too loud about this entire thing. There is no way that the basketball gods let this guy have a good game on Friday with what we've been saying, how we've been saying it.
Come on.
And I want to let you know, not only did I get bummed out, which I don't like, but I also believe him.
Yeah.
We potentially fucked this all up.
No. Yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah, we get surprised on Friday at 6:20 for that game. All of a sudden, it's a much better Cinderella story.
Right. On Monday, we're saying, hey, how far could these guys go? This is a great story.
But instead, here we are 3 days ahead of time going, this one.
It's the guy.
40 points.
Yep.
It's too late.
You remember the stories that we've heard of March Madness in the past?
Yeah.
Where guys rattle off 35, 36, 38, 40, and then all of a sudden, whoa, this is the greatest player we've never known before. I think Ja did that whenever he was on a real small school.
Yeah.
I think he had a moment. When I was at West Virginia, Joe Alexander did this at West Virginia. Ran his resume all the way up to a lottery pick, Joe Alexander did, because of what he did in March. People become stars in March. And we just anointed
we did.
Keisei.
No. If anything,
I'm not happy about it.
We have our ace in the hole already with Nebraska basketball, and that's Compton. So if anything, if this goes wrong, it started on Sunday, okay? This has nothing to do with us. And also, we saw his dad. He's been shooting over a 6'11 guy who, with his hands up, is 8'2 his entire life.
That's why that step back's so clean.
Yeah, so I get it. Sure, maybe. We're talking about a sensation here. We're not just talking about some random guy.
Yeah, it's in a flash in a pan.
No, it's
You'll
not.
know real early, though. That's the best part.
Exactly.
He's got to get hot early.
He has told us publicly
that's
in an
how it
interview we
goes.
saw with Katz, got to hit that first one.
Yeah.
But if he hits that first one live, we're all
look out
live betting whatever we can.
Yeah, points, everything.
This is back whenever we used to do this. No offense, because he's a much different player now. Jared Goff.
Yep.
Yeah, very much so.
You used to be able to first two series basically know what it's going to be for the entire day with Jared Goff. Now he's obviously grown through that. Out of that, he's a dog. Struggles early doesn't mean he's going to struggle late. Everything, but that was a good live bet for a time. We had it. Feels like we're riding the same thing here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he goes, what? What if he misses his first one, hits his second one? We're still good.
Still good.
Still good.
50%.
At what point? 4?
4. Yeah, if he goes 0 for 4, we're in trouble. If he's 1 for 4, then the next 2 shots are huge.
Yeah, because 1 for 3 is not bad.
No.
Not
at
bad
all.
to start. 1 for 4.
That's when it's like, okay, we need to hit this next one.
I don't think he's ever been 1 for 4 in his life. I would assume he has never been 1 for. He's probably 0 for 5 or like 0 for 6. I don't know if he's ever been 1. If he sees 1 fall,
it blouses.
I think that's it. Yeah, curtain. It's over.
I think Buzz Williams sits down like, God fucking
Oh, we're
damn
good.
it.
A&M's got the 183rd ranked 3-point defense.
Okay, that's huge.
See ya.
That's huge.
That is all that
See ya.
matters.
Where are they playing?
Someone told us yesterday.
Where 3-point defense is a big deal. We learned about it yesterday.
Yep.
Because the Duquesne Dukes lock it down at the
Yeah, lock
perimeter.
it down.
Where is this game?
Where is the game? Friday.
That's certainly a spot on the calendar.
What region?
Oh, it's in Memphis.
There it is.
So that is in their basketball arena?
FedEx Forum.
Grizzlies, yes.
Yeah, that's where the Grizzlies play.
Okay, so it's a basketball arena.
Yep.
Love it.
We're good.
Perfect.
We don't have a different backdrop.
No.
Dome.
We don't have any weird things happening.
Not till the Final Four.
And we're acting like he wouldn't be able to figure out a weird optical thing happening.
Yeah.
We're talking about Keisei Tominaga.
Yeah. Once again, look at his dad. He's been looking at weird stuff for a long time.
6'11" people.
He's huge. It's weird.
It's so big.
It's weird.
So big. It's awesome.
Yes.
A lot of very good people that I've met that are very tall, but boy,
Optically.
every human looks at him. Very tall people have been on a stage their entire life. Like both metaphorically and actually. You walk around with some tall people every once in a while, and it's like every human in every place that they go and look at this. And then they just walk through. You go through a restaurant. You walk through a restaurant. The entire place actually, in the movies when people walk in, they stop the music. That actually happens in restaurants when you walk in with like abnormally tall people.
Yes.
7-footer walking through a restaurant, everybody is putting.
Yeah. You hear the.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those. Holy shit.
My God.
Their entire life, it's like that.
I mean, downtown Indianapolis, I see the same guy over and over again. Have met him no less than 15 times, no matter what. I should know his name, but every time I see him, fucking tall guy's here. Tall guy. And you all you call him is tall guy. Tall guy, get over here.
No,
tall guy.
See, that is what they have to deal with.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for him. I do, but still, I mean, that's just how it is.
Could you imagine walking around with Omos?
Oh my God.
No thanks.
He's cracking skulls though. If people are mouthing off to him,
bopping one head,
just crushing them.
Yeah.
How about Becky Lynch dropping?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
That leg drop off the ladder.
Unbelievable.
No Mania without the man.
I agree. Her and Rhea are going to be a battle.
Pumped.
I can't believe she signed up to fight Nia Jackson, the last woman standing match.
I know.
That's the man, baby.
Why would you do that? 19 days out. We're now 18 days out from Mania.
I thought Nia was going to go off the ladder.
Well, she yelled at me in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know.
She told me to hold the ladder. I said, Nia, relax. I'm working. What's the problem?
What's that?
Well, it was perfectly executed. It was a double leg drop.
Oh, no. I believe me. It was right on the money.
He was there. Got to feel the passion of the Caney accident.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, at the end when Rhea came out too, huge pop.
Everybody
loves
loves big
mommy.
pops.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I do a segment during commercial breaks with the arena where I thank him and talk to him. And they were Wolfpack, and I should have looked up their chant. So I started, and they all started howling back. I was like, all right, sweet.
This is pretty cool.
So I howled with them for like 45 seconds to a minute.
Nice.
So
when it was over, clearly over, should not do it again, I did one more.
Have to.
Just to steal an extra.
Yeah, because you're the alpha wolf.
Well, my howl did not. It was a high-pitched one because I was already losing my voice.
Was Cower there?
Bill? He was not.
Okay.
Were they selling beer sticks?
They were not. I
didn't
did
see-
ask.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not see any.
Only on hockey nights?
Only on hockey nights, yeah.
That's a Hurricanes thing.
If they have any left.
20,000 Screaming Caniacs, brother.
Last night, 14,370 people.
Packed.
9th straight television sellout is how they're marketing it. Cole said it last night. I listened to it. I was like, I like the way we snuck.
Like every
I like the way we're promoting that. But every arena that I've been to since coming back has been fucking electric and filled. It's not easy to sell tickets. And everything right now is filling up. It's really cool to be a part of it. Like this road to WrestleMania has been very awesome. Yeah. I think last night they announced that Raw is going to Chicago next week. CM Punk will be there.
Yep.
And then Brooklyn the next week. And I think The Rock's going to be there.
Yes.
I think The Rock's going to be there. And that's before Mania. So there's going to be some absurd shit that is about to take place over the next 2 weeks.
I mean, Friday.
I understand there's people that aren't professional wrestling fans. I don't get it, but I understand that they exist. It's like when you tune in, and there's some people that are never going to, but if you just tune in and just be like, all right, here we go. Entertain me.
Yep.
What you're about to watch. Ricochet did a backflip off a guy's chest last night outside of the ring, landing on his feet after like a 12-foot fall, and goes, what? And just walks off. It's like, that's a fucking Monday for this guy. Ricochet. These two brothers, the Creed brothers last night.
Oh, baby.
These All-American wrestlers from Ohio, they went out there and them and DIY went for like 20-some minutes. And at the end of it, the entire place was standing on their feet, losing their mind. It is a beautiful thing to be a part of. It is a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
The Padistrator, we need to slow down.
Okay.
So one of those replays, I don't know what they expected.
Well, yeah. What are you going to do?
I don't know what I was supposed to do.
Nothing.
Kind of put me in the Padistrator in a little bit of a spot.
Sure.
And Padistrator, we're not doing that. So we need to slow that down a little bit.
Okay.
Did you see the angle? They did a live shot of somebody exiting ramp through Gorilla all the way to back, pick up R-Truth and Miz, the Awesome Truth, follow them all the way back. It was like that kitchen scene from Goodfellas, all the way back. It was.
Yeah, it was so cool.
It was. And then I think Miz screamed, "Charlotte!" And we were in Raleigh last.
Did he call you back?
He
Because
did not.
I believe he did not scream Charlotte.
Yeah, there's a chance he said, "Y'all it."
No. That is not what it is. It's two people with two mics. Miz is going out to yell, "It's the remix." R-Truth is going out to yell, "Y'all already know what it is." Because they say "it's" and "y'all" at the same time, there is a crossover where it does sound like Charlotte.
See, but I think you're putting the voices just on top of each other when there's a distinct one voice and another voice.
See, I think you aren't hearing the two voices and you're hearing one voice.
Okay, so you're saying,
but there are two.
That I'm hearing it worse than you're hearing, because I'm saying you're missing the whole thing.
How much is Miz paying you for this spin zone?
First of all, I hate Miz. I actually tweeted yesterday that's the last time he'll ever win on Raw. But there is.
They were saying there was Miz chants last night.
Oh, yeah.
That is not, I mean, Miz was like,
whoa.
Look at me. Look at me. Especially the same day SummerSlam was announced to be in Cleveland. I mean, that's a big day for old Miz.
Yes.
All right, we'll run the clip tomorrow.
Okay.
See if he says.
Believe me, I hear what you were talking about. But after listening to it many, many times, you can hear the two voices.
Okay.
Miz will tell us because
Miz would never lie.
No.
Well, then we should ask truth.
Miz wouldn't do that. Yep, go back. I don't know if this is
No,
after.
this is after.
Yeah, so the reason why they cut this to this point, I think, is because they heard the same thing I did.
No, because they played the whole video.
No, look, they cut it. This is edited. Okay. Press play.
Yeah, it's way after.
What's up?
I'm just telling you.
Okay, all right. Awesome Truth is certainly the price of admission.
Yeah, great combo.
Yeah, great combo. We don't want to get any music strikes, but we do want to get the hell out of here. Let's enjoy the hell out of the day.
Hell yeah.
Let's have a great Wednesday tomorrow. Big show planned for tomorrow.
Huge.
Huge.
Last day before the madness on Wednesday.
Oh, the people that are coming on the show tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Gargantuan.
They're telling us about everything.
Yep.
We're covering everything.
Mm-hmm.
Massive.
There's a Luke Littler update.
What? Look out.
Yeah. Luke, you're coming on to chit-chat about it tomorrow?
Well, if I can get me vapes and me kebabs and maybe a couple of cokes first, then yeah, I can fancy coming on the show.
Talked to William Regal last night. He's got an accent. He put me in 14 different headlocks.
Does he know Luke Littler?
Everyone knows Luka
Who
Garza.
doesn't?
I don't know. I think
LeBron wanted to do a fucking dart podcast before JJ Redick came to him.
Yeah, JJ was actually competing with Luke Littler.
Yeah.
They were calling him LL, and
They're gonna call it Rippin' Darts.
JJ and Braun were all in the middle of this entire thing.
King of darts.
What are they going to call it?
Rippin' Darts.
That's a good podcast name.
Boom.
That has to be taken in our podcast world.
Oh, for sure.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I'd assume they'd give it up if Littler said, "Nah, it's my show. That's my name."
What if he is just at the beginning of a 55-year run?
Could be
a huge chance.
He starts smoking cigs.
They got a hell of a squad coming to South
vapes
Carolina.
are bad. Vapes are really bad for you. He does need to start.
He should just look at John Daly's career arc and say, "That's what I'm going for."
There's a chance. What'd you just say? Luke Littler is coming to America?
There's a whole squad of
he
them
is.
coming to South Carolina for a tournament.
By what do you mean? Squad of
Whole squad of them. Like, all the boys are coming from
No,
England.
not Diamond Cool Hands.
Oh, yeah. They got the whole squad.
Cool Hands Humphreys is coming.
Yeah.
Diamond Cool Hands is
Yeah,
coming?
they got the whole
I
crew.
believe they're also going to be in Madison Square Garden at some point soon.
Luke Littler? Are they playing against each other? It's like a showcase, or they're playing
I think it's like a U.S. versus the world kind of thing.
Ryder Cup situation?
Is the guy that comes out to see you gonna be there?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Oh, he's the best.
Everyone's gonna
That's my
They
favorite.
got the guy with the mohawk, the big green mohawk.
I feel like we're pretty fucked.
That's not looking good.
They are going
What
to
if we
wipe
go
the
against them?
floor.
I don't know if we're the right representations, even though some of us have had darts in our bedroom at different points of our lives.
Bingo.
Those dudes are a real deal.
Oh, man.
And when the energy is pumping, they somehow still are able to hit.
Yep.
They're snipers.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
What are our Americans ready for? They've been
War.
at a weekend convention playing darts.
Yep. Some dive bar.
Are they ready to be in Madison Square? We'll see. We think they are. They're Americans.
I think so.
They're Americans.
I'm taking them. Not against Littler.
Not
but
against
there's two
Littler,
groups.
yeah.
There's two groups.
Diamond Cool Hands, you don't want.
I think Cool Hands and Littler are in the same group.
They're on the same team?
So I think you can just kind of wash that group, if you will. It's 4 groups total, 2 U.S., 2 world.
When is this?
I want to say
South Carolina
I want to say May.
and Madison Square
I
Garden.
know Madison. I did not know about the South Carolina venue. I know about Madison Square
I was about to- that's pretty random.
MSG is the only one I heard.
Yeah.
They're gonna get, all right. Where are we going in America? We're heading to South Carolina and Madison Square
the
Garden.
The 2 big apples.
Littler
Yep.
said Myrtle Beach and Madison Square Garden.
Luke Littler would love Myrtle Beach.
He would.
I
Yeah.
love Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Myrtle Beach is a great place.
Call him Myrtle Littler at the end of the weekend.
He'll go down there to Senior Frogs. He'll be having quite a time.
Own it.
All right, so we're watching these dartists.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
May
I watched
31st
Littler.
and June 1st at Madison Square Garden.
What about in South Carolina?
I might have read that wrong.
Luke Littler will headline the U.S. Darts Masters at Madison Square Garden in New York on May 31st and June 1st. This guy's already an international ticket-selling sensation. Good for you. The business of Luke Littler is going to be good. Keep throwing those darts. We can't wait to watch. As we're talking about England, though, it'd be hard not to talk about the fact that she's back.
Who?
Wow.
Oh, who?
A lot of people are saying that's not her.
Yeah, come on. Let's not buy into this bullshit.
Buy in. I saw the video with these eyes.
Yeah, I know you did.
Kate Middleton,
I saw the same
seen
video.
walking through town over there in England. He's enjoying a Windsor Farm shot with William. That's what they're doing. Look at good bricklayership. Got a couple Kias out there. Obviously, the spikes on the change. Jesus, right in front of us. And there they are, just walking out of the farm shop.
Come on, let's not do this. We know it's not her.
Interesting for someone who hasn't wanted to be seen or photographed or anything like that, just fucking waltzing out around in this place.
I don't know.
Maybe she wasn't ready to be seen.
That doesn't look like
That doesn't
my
look
queen.
like
Really funny, too,
She's
that
not-
there's
I
no
don't think
photos.
she's
My
queen.
Duchess.
There's no photos, but there's this weird video from inside a car of a lady who clearly has much skinnier legs than Kate Middleton. But yeah, sure, this can be her.
Now, I do wonder why everybody else isn't freaking out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because we talked to JJ Boots on the ground. He said it is news.
Yeah.
It is the news.
Everywhere.
It is the news.
Yeah.
So if she's just walking out of a Windsor farm shop, you would think, but they want to pay respect to their royals, right?
Yeah, and that's why they're not paying respect, and they have their back to her, and they're not, bowing.
Go back to the beginning of this video. Let's see if there's any reaction from anybody that sees this lady who hasn't been seen, who's famous in England for being famous.
Not a hello.
Shouldn't they take a knee?
Yeah, you got to bow. Right?
Pause. Like that guy
Nothing.
right
That guy
there.
doesn't give
That
a
guy.
shit.
That guy doesn't even go back. Go back here.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Like that guy would have seen, right?
Oh yeah.
Because they're kind of
Right there,
walking
look.
at each other.
Right at the start, you can see him.
Doesn't even do a double take.
Nope.
Not even. Not even like a. After.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
No.
it's not missing.
Or is that security? Maybe that's security. While they're getting past.
he's got a bag in
the
his hand.
the guy in the sunglasses.
The old in the back there looks.
He's interested.
Yeah, because she sees, the prince. That's not her.
That's not her,
let's be
man.
real here.
Yeah, but let's be real. We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I've never seen this lady
I
until
agree.
what? 3 days ago, whenever they said they couldn't see her.
I agree. We don't know.
That's not her.
That's not her.
But the reaction of the other humans is interesting because you would
Nobody
think
cares.
somebody would do something. They have fucking parades for these people, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Just walking out of a farm shop.
Yeah, no
What do you think they got? Eggs? They got eggs there?
Yeah,
Farm fresh. Yeah.
New skin, maybe.
Should we put a request in for her?
She might
Some
be
paper mache.
She might be sacking up with Luke Littler. Has anyone looked in his bedroom in his parents' house?
His flat.
He's a teenager, right?
Yeah, he's 16.
See, that can't be happening. I read about that happening.
Might be
on-
going
I don't
for
know
a
if that-
romp in
I don't
the
think
sack.
Europe cares.
All right. Well, Kay, we hope that was you. Because I've heard persons missings is what people are saying.
Hold on, Kate.
Yeah, you guys are saying that ain't her. I'm hoping that's her. I'm optimistic that that's her.
We know it's not. I'm just
That's a
being
pessimistic way to look at this entire situation.
Some would call it realist.
Yeah, well, that's how pessimistic
Pessimist.
people describe being a pessimist.
I agree.
Which is actually the most optimistic thing they do. It's because they sell it in a positive way.
This isn't a positive thing whatsoever.
I'm a realist. Yeah, that's what people say instead of saying I'm a pessimist,
Yeah, I would consider myself an optimist, but in situations
Not with this,
like
you
this,
want to miss
in
a lady.
situations like this, I'm not going to be optimistic about a lady who might be dead.
I haven't been able to talk to my wife about this in its entirety since the video came out because I'd been traveling.
This video.
Yeah.
I sent it to her.
What'd she say?
She said, people think that's her.
Jesus Christ.
I said, people do, Sam, but not me. No fucking way. No fucking way.
Why you guys want this lady to be gone so bad?
I don't want her to be gone at all.
Look how happy that lady is.
She's a
back home.
she's a great human being. We want her to be alive.
What if that's she's skipping?
See, I wish that was the case.
Why isn't anybody reacting?
Like you said,
Because
where's
it's
the
not
security?
her.
She needs
detail?
to sit down with English Oprah.
Who? James Corden?
That's who that is.
Checks out. Yeah.
That's who that is. All right, we're done with it. Oh no.
Oh, it's not even close to the same person.
Not even close.
Yeah, but this person doesn't have enough storage on their phone to back this photo up. So
That's because
Can
they
we
live in
trust them?
England. They live in England, so it's not. They have less storage over there.
What are they trying to prove with the little?
I believe the height.
The height of her next to
Yeah, but
him.
in
Yeah, but
this,
they're on a down.
yeah, it's just gonna. She's behind him in the left photo too.
Guys,
She's
guys.
Hey, look, yeah, I agree. It's not her. It's not her.
It's not her.
Oh, yeah, you guys are kind of getting a little optimistic about
No, I'm saying that.
Duchess being back.
I mean, you can see her face and
What's
know
her
it's not
title? Duchess of
She's the Duchess of something. I just forget.
Sussex.
Sussex. There it is. Yeah.
Oh,
that feels like a Photoshop photo.
Okay.
That doesn't feel like. It feels
That's
like
her, huh?
There were some creative
That's her.
liberties, it feels like, with this particular photo.
Duchess got a new face, eh? Yeah, okay.
They filtered that.
Were they holding hands?
Nope.
They were holding bags of eggs.
Okay, well, if you're the
eggs.
Duke and Duchess, you still hold at least pinkies.
It is interesting because you could put the bag in your right hand if you're the male one. What's the male queen?
Harry.
Harry.
Prince.
William?
Is it William?
Prince Bill.
Prince Bill.
'Cause he could put that in his right hand. You
He's got a
see.
Red Sox hat on? All right, maybe this is.
It might be Burnley. I think Burnley is the Kings team, allegedly.
Really?
Well, that's why the King's dying, because Burnley stinks.
They're almost in it still.
Almost in it still. Heard that for a few months.
They won a game the other day.
Watched.
Hey, that guy kind of turns his head, doesn't he?
Yeah, but we're talking about a lady who's been missing forever. If you see her, you're not turning your head, kinda. Holy fuck, it's the Queen!
Yeah, you're right. All right, we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye out. If you see her, if you see something, say something.
Boom.
Boom. Exactly.
There it is.
Well said.
Get an Amber Alert out on this lady.
Let's make sure we keep our eyes peeled for this Duchess of Sussex walking around town.
Yep.
Okay, we'll be looking in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you do the same wherever you are. Doesn't matter if you're in Australia, Montana, any of the Dakotas, or way up there in Canada that we just now are learning about existing.
Bingo.
Okay, let's keep an eye out. We don't know where she could be.
No.
Some of the theories
Oh, yeah.
of why she is missing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Some of them are going to be right.
Miss you, Kate.
Like maybe she just walked out of a local Windsor farm shop with some eggs in her bag
She's never even been
and a smile on her face.
Come on.
She hates Windsor.
We don't know anything about this.
I know shit about the place.
I watched the wedding.
I watched the ceremony. The king.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
That was on
Coronation.
There it is. Mackenzie was born May 4th. So I think that was May 5th, maybe.
Okay, nice.
But it was early.
Right, it's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yeah, but baby, we're up.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were literally in the hospital watching that. I'll never forget it. What a weird thing. No offense. I'm sure. Well, you should take offense, I guess, to what I just said. It's a weird thing. The whole tradition of who's walking where and how it's walking and who's sitting in what.
Well, you saw who was walking around.
What's that?
Grim Reaper.
Yep, Tony remembers.
Let's get to a break. Hey, Royals, we hope you find your people.
Good luck.
To the Canadian people, we know this has been a very disheartening situation to hear that some of your Royals have been missing. We hope Gumpy, his lads, and everybody over in the UK figures out where the hell this woman is. But she might just be walking out of a farm shop in Windsor.
Maybe.
She might be wearing someone else's skin.
I mean, the internet has certainly come up with some stuff.
Yes, I have as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying whenever you speak.
Well, I have my own, I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying you've beat the internet.
Yeah. Look, the internet's got their thing going. I get it. I got this stuff over here, okay, in my corner.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll be back tomorrow. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this. Friday, Iowa, at the Fieldhouse. Not the bar.
No.
The old rec center of the Fieldhouse. Then on Tuesday, we're in Orlando at the NFL owners meetings in one of the meeting rooms. Full table. I think we're going to be in it all by ourselves.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
Full desk, blank wall,
Yep.
us yelling.
Doing the meeting.
What's going on right next door? Oh, they're voting on the new kickoff. Okay. So maybe they could hear us go, hey, we need to stop with the whole.
Don't do it.
I don't mind this one being
Yeah, the
pitched
new one.
if it's going to save the play.
Right.
Don't love how it's going to look at the beginning with the kicker being all by itself. That's certainly going to be a hard sell for me for a while. But, because team, the whole thing, line of scrimmage, the whole thing, I'm old school. But if it's going to save the kickoff, I'm in. I think that's getting voted on down there.
Okay.
I think there's other rules getting voted on. Challenge rules getting voted on.
Brady.
And I believe Tom Brady being an owner of a team is happening down there. As that dynasty continues to paint at one owner in a very good light with his fans, right?
Well, I think a lot of people might be out on the crafts as a whole.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Again, I've stopped watching. That's why I'm not saying. That's not why I'm not saying me. I'm just saying what I've heard from people who have watched the entire thing in New England. Yes.
He's not lying, and I'm not from New England.
if you were from New England.
I would fucking hate Bob and Jonathan Kraft with a fiery, burning passion.
After watching Dynasty?
Yes.
Just because the way it's
Especially
portrayed?
the last two episodes.
And Nate thought it was going to be good for them.
Yeah, allegedly the last two episodes are like, oh, okay, we don't want the Patriots to do well because of how much we hate the Crafts now.
What?
Yeah, allegedly that is how bad it is, and Ty kind of echoed those sentiments.
Basically, it's like, hey, listen, every time we lost, it was Bill's fault, okay? Like, he's just not that good anymore. And then
Eagles Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Eagles Super Bowl was basically all Bill's fault, and it kind of proved that he got out-coached, and he just maybe doesn't have it anymore. And, Tommy did everything right.
And the next Super Bowl we won, it was 13-3, and it was the greatest offense that's ever, existed. But again, hey, that's neither here nor there. And
I did not expect this. I bet you the Crafts didn't expect this either.
I didn't really think it was like that leading up to this, but then they really, really hammer it home in the last.
And we are just saying that this is actual reactions from actual people.
Yes, no, this is real sentiments from huge Patriots fans that, again, similar to me, would take a bullet for the Patriots, love the Patriots. I mean, we're talking about
what a backfire of a documentary.
Dude, we're talking about a documentary for 2 years that Patriots fans have been like, I cannot wait, myself included. I cannot wait for this, and this is how it has turned out. So yeah, I think there's a lot of problems in New England outside of the football team with the fan base.
Okay, in painting Bill in a light in which it sounds as if happens in this entire thing, too soon to do that. Too soon to do that. Because you had your entire fan base, if that's what happened, and they didn't know the reaction was going to be what it is from some fans. We're not assuming all Patriots fans. Okay.
You can say most.
Okay, most fans are feeling this entire way. It's like whenever the NFL ended, Super Bowl happened, and then XFL wanted to go the next weekend. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, too soon.
Yeah.
People remember what the Super Bowl was. These are the best players on earth playing in the biggest game of all time. So your game, too soon. Need to give people a little bit of time to forget and need football, yearn football. Here we go. For this dynasty talk, if it was going to be painted that way, you got to get a couple years removed from the choosing Bill Belichick over Tom Brady, which is what all Patriots fans pretty much were forced to do.
Yeah.
When Tom Brady was inevitably exited and goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's like Connor's got a Bill Belichick tattoo on his arm and pledged allegiance to Bill Belichick. Whenever the world was like, well, Tom Brady's doing this, it's like, no, Bill Belichick would do this. So then for just a couple years later, immediately after him leaving,
a couple months,
it's just like, because it's kind of ceremonial now. At this point, it's like, hey, thanks, Bill, for everything. Bill's almost biggest babyface he has been with the Patriots fans.
On the way out.
Because it was like looking back on all the good times, everything's going good, hunky-dory, thank you for everything. We're celebrating the greatness, and we're just going a separate direction. So then to bury him, it's almost like that was a poor decision, I think, from a strategy standpoint.
I mean, look what Jordan did. Jordan waited 20 years. I think if we were to wait 10 or 15 more years, maybe some of the people who wanted to be in it, are a little older and wouldn't be able to be in it in 10 to 15 years. So they need to get their side of the story out. So that is where I assume is what the thought process was. And I think whoever told that person that is probably public enemy number one in New England right now. Now, I'm not naming names, but I know that his last name...
Just call him Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth works. You could also say mac and cheese just because of the company. But again, this is no one's specific...
Craft.
Boom. No one's fault.
Snaggletooth.
Oh, yeah. His son's got a fucking massive snaggletooth. One of his front teeth. Yeah, that's really all I could focus on in the last couple episodes.
Yeah, Jonathan Kraft, I think, thought that he was really painting a great photo of what the Krafts have done for the Patriots, and instead he just shot himself, not in the foot, in the forehead, because nobody likes Jonathan Kraft. I can say that for a fact.
I think it's the filmmaker, too, though, because even, all the interviews they used of Bill, they didn't ask him any of the questions about, what he did scheme-wise, going into the games. It's all, gotcha shit trying to get... And Bill just obviously is like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. I mean, I'm not gonna get into that.
I am happy we dove into this. The back room just told me we are just a few days removed from the owners' meetings. Happy we're doing this.
Oh,
this is the right time.
You're telling me. I mean, this is
the right time.
This is the fucking team that I love.
Snaggletooth's going to be walking right down the hall.
He doesn't own the team. His daddy does. All right.
That's a good point. Good point.
He's on his elliptical right now watching this.
That's a good point.
People are allowed to have their opinions, man.
And
that's just how it goes.
So I'm an impartial observer.
It's not their fault. It's his fault. For
I want to blindly support the documentary. Going into it, that was my plan. Here we are. Fucking 10 episodes later. It's a whole crock of shit. Waste of money, waste
You
of time.
watched 3 episodes.
Yes.
You knew where I was headed.
And was I not right?
Well, seemingly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ty was very against
you were
your-
right.
Ty was like, it's good. He's being a little sensitive. And then Ty goes, wow, these last 2 episodes really tied a bow on everything that Connor was saying. Connor, you feel good about it?
No, I don't. I feel terrible about it.
But you could sense what was coming early.
I mean, the whole way they framed it, when they skipped over the 3 Super Bowls in 5 minutes, it was like, okay, so this is what this is.
You won't finish it?
Down the road.
Okay.
When
No matter what, the Brady one was way better.
I'm not going to say that. Yeah, exactly. Because the Brady one's actually about football.
I know you're good.
Yeah, exactly. But the Brady one's actually about football.
This is for whether or not we'll run into the crafts next week.
Okay.
So if you make it, we do. If we miss it, we do.
Interesting, because which way do we want the universe?
I want to rub it.
If you make it,
you
we
want to
see
run into
it.
them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. You know, because I'm normally the one that has to do the whole. Hey, yeah.
Don't worry. In this situation, hey, I got this one. Then
bingo.
and I'll step up and take these bullets.
I'm sure. Yeah, billionaires, they'll just let any random with a mullet just walk right up to them.
Hey, look,
will have
I'm
credentials.
finding solutions for us here, and if you want to bring the umbrella, fine. I'm trying to.
You're right. I'm being a pessimist.
I'm
the whole
trying to
situation.
get here. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about my shins just getting bashed from the.
What are they going to do?
Did you think it was just 2 days? You didn't think you were going to see us? Hey, I'm just telling. Hey, you're welcome for letting you know how people feel about what
if you're going to get offended by someone joking around calling you snaggletooth, get some thicker skin.
No, but I'm just saying this is us signing up to do this, though.
Yeah.
You know.
And it was
the
done.
show's going to change. Never, and it's not great all the time. That's the case. But we also signed up to go right into their den. I mean, right in the middle of it. I'm excited to see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, there's 30
Should we
other.
do this? Should we be going in there? I mean, this is a real.
Absolutely.
You're worried about the crafts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only team we've ever sent anything.
Listen, Jim Irsay runs that room.
Walt Anderson's going to be walking around there going,
good.
I can't wait. I guess you're right. It's just going to be one. You need to get better at your job after another.
I mean, I am an owner, so I have just as much of a right to be there as any of these sons of bitches do.
You're right.
So
what am I even thinking? You got the certificate.
Exactly.
You're just going to put that.
You
got to frame it, put it on.
I don't have it here, but I wish maybe I'll find something. That's
I'm
like
sure we
stand-in.
can print it
Find
off the internet.
Find a stand-in, yeah.
I think we're all owners of the Packers next week.
Yeah.
Should be.
I'll just print out the.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Because we love the NFL.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. It's going to be a good week no matter what.
Jim Irsay walking up the crowd.
Bingo.
Watch who you're talking to, brother.
Yeah.
Bingo.
You're right. It's going to be a good week. Oh, I know, that's a lot of pressure on the universe. You know, you just got to let it shoot.
And all the coaches and GMs got our back.
I don't know about all of them, but.
Majority.
Have a good week.
Never a doubt.
See?
Never a doubt.
Don't let all that,
That was
bullshit.
the most all-time going-in ball of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Boom.
Iowa's going to be great.
Yep.
Tuesday's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got WrestleMania week.
Boom.
Let's enjoy this life. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part of your day. We get messages from people that watch us from, like, obviously through different points of their lives. In class, not great. Okay, should be paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay, should be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
At work, should be working. We appreciate you. In the living rooms, people watch at work. Some people watch us in hospitals whenever they're going through something. We want to let you know we can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part of any part of your life. The fact that you spend time with us every day doesn't make much sense to us, but we enjoy hanging out with each other. So we appreciate that you hang out with us. And when we come see you, when we inevitably do these shows, we can't wait to meet you. Like Friday in Iowa. I think there's going to be a couple of people there. We cannot wait to say thank you to all of you for allowing us to do this, to meet you, and also to have you be a part of the program. You know, those live shows.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those crowds became, a pretty big part of the show. Oh, we want to talk about something that has nothing to do with this crowd. Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not. Why? Because they're going to get bored and they're going to get antsy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get antsy, there's a little bit of a disruption.
Yeah. Start yelling, fuck!
Bingo, yeah. Right. And then you start chanting random things.
Yep.
Of course.
And it's like, all right, yeah, I can't break any NFL news because we're here in Columbus, Ohio, but yeah, we got AJ. Yep, got it. I think Iowa's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We got some real surprises, too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some surprises to all of us.
Ooh.
Fasso's trying to cook a little bit.
Oh, is he? Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
About
We've
that.
seen them cook before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Walter White operation.
Foxy, you're not in a truck, I heard.
No, we have a Super Bowl setup.
Yes, they're going to be
behind the stage.
Yeah, they're going to kind of be in the middle of it all as well. I've seen a picture of the place. It's basketball court inside. That's going to be loud.
Oh, yeah. That is just a big cacophonous. It's like 9 basketball courts.
Hell yeah, it is.
Cacophonous.
It is cacophonous.
Oh, yeah.
Very. Saw photos. Just reeked of cacophonicity.
And we're like, is that the most cacophonous place of all time?
It will be.
I think so.
And then people are like, well, you do the show every day in a pretty cacophonous place.
Bingo.
Cacophonous. What a fucking word you just dropped.
Well done.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, brother. That's the University of Iowa for you.
Well, actually, you got into Harvard.
Well.
Said, no, I won't go to Iowa. I can't wait to go to Iowa with
Go
you.
Hawks!
Go Hawks! Go basketball and go somewhere else. Stop watching this show on this particular day. We'll see you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Let's never forget this. And I think All Pro Poe kind of hammered it home. We're in this thing together.
That's right.
Team on me.
Just visitors.
Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.